First show back from the Christmas break. March 5th, 2015. The Ides of March are upon us. You know what I mean, Fezzy?
I absolutely know what you mean.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Up on the iBank today is the latest Chelsea Handler titty pic. Congratulations to Chelsea. She gets it out there quite a bit. I got to get somebody on that computer who knows how to find the stories, but I don't care what anybody says. I always think she looks fantastic. She hasn't put up a titty pic yet that I didn't think was just fantastic. Here she's laying on her back comfortably. I don't know who takes these or how it comes up, but I think she writes here, idiots, a totally sober portrayal of proof. So there's two things that get said about her. Number one, I think some people say her breasts aren't real. Well, that's crazy talk. And two, she only breaks these out when she's drinking, and she's proving it right there that is not the case. Up on the iBang, Chelsea Handler. I don't know where we are with this now. It's got to be the 8th or 9th that she's put out, but just fantastic. Also, a piece up there that Amy Pascal says she can't move into a new office because of Seth Rogen's skunk weed. He's already tweeted out that his shit smells good. I don't believe either one of them. I don't believe that his pot is that good, and I don't believe she has that big of a problem. Why would you care if someone was smoking pot next door?
It does not smell that bad. I mean, it's not.
We
like
work
garbage.
next to Shade 45. Some days you smell it. So what?
What, was he smoking it in there yesterday, like the whole day? I mean, how long does it take pot to get out? I've smoked pot in a room before.
But he smokes it during work hours to get his, to think of his funny jokes. And she's too busy writing up mean emails. But I guess she's just a regular producer now. Is that what happened to her after that whole deal went down?
Yeah, they did not trust her anymore.
Well, what are you going to do? I don't know what you're going to do about it, People write mean emails. But I hate when everybody acts like they can't put up with everybody else's fucking habits. It's just marijuana. What's the whole point of it being legal if you can't smoke it in your office?
I'm surprised that Rogan has an office. Like, he has to go somewhere to write. I just figured he'd probably hang out in his house and smoke pot.
Here's the deal, though. Well, he does do that. But you do want to go to an office and run into the bosses and say stuff like that. Because most of this shit is political. And guys that do stuff just out of their home, they don't ever take off their sweatpants. So it becomes a fucking problem. It's like guys in radio here who do their show out of their home. It never lasts because people forget about them. They're like, what is he doing over there? Doesn't he realize how bad the sound is on that thing? It never works out. So those two picks are up. And also Mike Epps, who seems to be getting everything, doing an Uncle Buck pilot.
That's Mike Epps. He's doing this Uncle Buck thing where, John Candy, John Hughes, their families are saying, we don't want anyone doing this.
It's not up to them. They don't own it.
Yeah. Well, they were upset that ABC didn't even talk to them about it first.
Why would they? ABC owns that.
And now Mike Epps, he's just walking in. Guy's walking on Easy Street right now.
Why? Because he's doing the Uncle Buck pilot?
Uncle Buck pilot, AOL series. That's racist.
What's the AOL series?
That's the thing where he goes through different stereotypes, different ethnic jokes, and tries to decide where they came from and if they're racist or not. Where the racists are behind them all started.
He's going to cite that?
He's doing that on AOL.
Okay. So it's Mike Epps, Uncle Buck. And I've been telling people for a long time, Mike Epps is the modern day John Candy. But this whole thing that they bought this project years ago. It's not up to John Candy's family what happens with that project. That was sold. That's like going back later and going like this. Why are you putting up a fucking shed in the backyard of the property I sold you 30 years ago? I wanted that kept just grass.
And a lot of people get upset with like these like reboots of 80s movies, but I mean, yeah, Uncle Buck, it may be funny, but people act like it's like the most beloved, like they're remaking The Godfather into some weird thing. Like it's just Uncle Buck. Relax.
It's not like Uncle Buck's never been remade before. What's the number one movie right now, Shelby?
The number one movie is Focus. Barely.
I haven't seen it. Did you see it?
I did not.
No, this is the story of a Ford Focus?
That's a subplot in it, but it's mainly Will Smith and the girl from Wolf of Wall Street, like, conning people.
And it's number one, but it's not as big as his movies ever were before.
You'd think number one movie in Will Smith, it would be like at least $50-60 million.
Do you remember when they used to call him Mr. 4th of July or something like that? Because all of his movies used to come out on the 4th of July?
Yeah, but he would own the summer.
Right.
It was him, like Tom Cruise, you could always bank on them making $100 million in a weekend. Not anymore. This thing only made $19 million, and it's like a number one. Like, that's nothing. He's probably not even jumping for joy over that.
No, I'm pretty sure he's not jumping for joy.
Like, I don't think you can be a movie star anymore like you used to. Like, that just people are going to go to the movies to see Will Smith or Tom Cruise. Like, that Edge of Tomorrow movie, a lot of people liked it. Like, it had, like, critical ratings, but it didn't make a ton of money.
He's also 55 now, and people who go to see the movies are 17.
But he wouldn't even know it that he's 55. He's still...
You would if you were 17, I think. Like, Tom Cruise to them is like John Wayne was to me. It just... The effect isn't there. But, see, the movie star today is the suit. Whoever puts on the bat suit or the fucking Green Lantern suit or has a lightsaber, that's what people go to see movies. They don't go for acting. I mean, even the case of Will Smith, right? Name a great Will Smith movie.
I can name an okay one. I can't name a great one.
So what was the whole purpose of being a movie star? You're not a great actor if you're a movie star. You're just a great personality.
I think he just seemed cool and like larger than life. But now that like we know way too much about people's lives and we know how weird his kids are,
I would actually disagree with that, because if you look back at Will Smith movies, most of them were gimmick movies. He didn't sell it on his personality. You know what I mean? He sold it on the fact that there were either flying saucers or fake monsters jumping out. But it wasn't like he was... I don't know. Everybody's putting Vince Vaughn down because apparently he's got another terrible movie. But Vince Vaughn movies are sold on Vince Vaughn. Will Smith movies are sold on the spectacle. So, if anything, he was always just part of the spectacle. The biggest problem that he had is that he doesn't have claws bouncing out of his fingers right now.
I think they're sold on the spectacle, but like of him too. Like he's larger than life Will Smith. Like he's cool. You see him in ads, but
all right, I'm gonna get all that. But he still has the number one movie this week, even though it didn't make enough for you. Even like no, everything that he does is not going to be a $200 million movie anymore. But he still can get a movie made by attaching his name to it. It's a very difficult thing to get a movie made and to be first look for any movie. There's only a couple people who are. But you look at Jennifer Lawrence, who everybody talks about. She and the American Sniper guy just had a movie fucking release that had been shelved for a couple years, came out on demand in the last couple weeks. But if she puts on the Katniss suit, she's on her way to the bank. That's the way the game is played now. Here's Brian. Brian in Arizona. You're on the Ron Fez show.
Hi, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Hey, Will Smith, I guess, turned down the part of Neo half a dozen times or something. And that turned out to be such a great movie. I think after he saw it, he's been kind of chasing that role ever since, trying to get something like it. You look at like iRobot and...
Yeah, he tried all those kind of things, but really, if you go back and watch most of those movies, like maybe I'll give you a Men in Black, and kind of Independence Day, because I know people guilty pleasure it, but that's it. Scott, you're on the Ron Fez show. Like I thought he was great in that, but that wasn't a big hit. 6 Degrees of Separation, he was great in, not a big hit. Scott, go ahead.
Yeah, no, they may not all be big hits, but I agree with Shelby. Every single Will Smith movie is about how he's this cool, whether he's a cop, whether he's shooting aliens, whether he's hitched, trying to get girls. It's all based on his bad boy.
Well, that's called being a movie star.
Bad boy.
That's what a movie star
you're
is.
saying he isn't.
A movie star isn't necessarily a great actor. You go based on you like the persona that this guy has created. Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, even. No one ever sat around and said, oh, those guys were great stars. But you've got to be part of a franchise these days.
But even like Robert Downey Jr., I think he's the biggest star in the world right now. He has Iron Man. He had the 2 Sherlock Holmes. And he has this great personality. But even like The Judge, that wasn't like a huge. I think it kind of flopped at the box office, which you'd think.
Well, it wasn't a movie star role. Did you see it?
Yeah.
It wasn't him set up to solve crimes and invent things the way he does the other. The other ones were movie star roles. The Judge, he wanted to be in a ensemble acting film.
But you'd think, like, since he's in these number one, they make like $1 billion.
All right, I'm going to try to explain it to you in a way that you can understand. One, most of the people who go to see movies are between 13 and 17, right?
Right.
Why would they go see The Judge? Why, if you were 15 years old, would you be interested in a middle-aged guy who goes home to help his father deal with Alzheimer's? It's not something kids are interested in. Lewis, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, what's up, guys? Before I go into what I was going to ask about, they do call Will Smith the Black Tom Cruise, so he is like a movie star.
Well, that's only because he's trying to join Scientology, but yeah, he is a movie star.
Yeah, but I want to ask about Fez. I heard Fez earlier. Was he eating on the air? He sounded like he was chewing something, or like chewing gum.
He's chewing gum.
Chewing gum.
All right, it's a new personality.
It's a sign of confidence.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a gimmick I do.
Working, though. You kind of sound like one of those like coach guys from the movies, One of those.
You are like Coach Guy. If I'm going to call you anything today, it's going to be Coach Guy.
I never saw that.
Here's Chris. Chris, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, Ron, I got to agree with you, but people go to see Will Smith movies and see if he's going to come out of the closet. Moving on.
I don't think he's gay.
Hey, I heard Fez's voice, and it brought me an idea how he used to be straight and pretend to be gay. I think he's gay, and now he's pretending to be straight. Maybe shake things up a little bit.
It all gets a little confusing. The fact of the matter is, we're all buddies. That's all that matters right now. Everybody's a buddy. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Here's Tiff in West Virginia.
What up, buddies?
Hey.
I got a comedy conundrum for you.
Oh, no. It's a
comedy
moral conundrum.
So the wife and I are going to be in Atlanta, and we're going to have time for one comedy show, and it's either going to be Mitch Mattel at the Atlanta Improv or Mark Normand at, I think it's like Crazy Skulls or something like that.
What's
and I
the
like
name
both
of it? Crazy Skulls?
What was that?
Crazy Skulls is the name of the place?
Hold on, let's check it. It's a Laughing Skull.
All right, Laughing Skull. All right. Because if it was Crazy Skull, that was really nuts. Shelby, what do you pick?
I would say Mark Norman. He's opening for Schumer. He's been hysterical on this show, up and comer. You got to go him at the Laughing Skull.
Fez, who you pick?
Get me Fidel. Sounds like a good kid.
What do you know about him?
Don't know much about him. Like the name. Name's fun to say. Fidel.
You having fun saying that?
Yeah, Fidel.
Has Fattel ever done our show?
He has not.
Then Mark Norman all the way. Mark
Norman, it is.
Lock it in.
Thanks,
Please.
buddy.
Tony in Missouri, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, man, Will Smith is not coming out of the closet in no time.
Well, he's not in any closet.
I'm saying some guy just said he's waiting for him to come out of the closet.
Yeah, he's not gay. There's not even
all.
any rumors about him being gay.
He's too suave for that.
Fez, I don't know how, to deal with it, but all it takes is somebody say coming out of the closet, someone else to say he's not going to ever come out of the closet. There's no closet there.
No, but here's the thing. In show business, closet's the biggest rumor you can get. More than an affair, more than doing a possible movie.
Right,
closet's the biggest rumor.
Okay, what about this? Drugging and raping women. I think that's a bigger secret to carry around than whether or not you're gay.
I think it's a close second.
Which one's a close second?
That drugging and raping.
No way. Give me somebody that there's a rumor that they're gay now. Because I don't even think we have them like we used to. All right, then let me ask you this. Give me a rumor about somebody who drugged and raped women.
Cosby.
No further questions, my friend. No further questions. You just got fatelled. You got fatelled. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Steve, Illinois, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, the best Will Smith movie I ever saw was 7 Pounds.
Cringed through it.
Yeah,
I cringed through that, and I cringed through the one where he was the homeless guy. I mean, Shelby's acting like this is his first movie not to make money. It's happened before. But I think this one was more or less set up to be a big, at least an Ocean's 11 type movie. I don't think we got to that place.
It's a thriller. It had the girl from The Wolf of Wall Street. She has a lot of heat on her, but it barely did any. They just see, oh yeah, it's just some.
Do you realize that you said almost those same 2 seconds, those 2 sentences? Here's John in Colorado.
Hey, Ron, I think Fez sounds great, and I think you need to get off his dick, man. What the fuck?
Fez, if I'm on your dick, I'm sorry, dude. I don't mean to be.
You're not on my dick.
If I'm on your dick, just give me a fucking slap in the back of the head, because I got it coming to me.
There's a lot of people that like to be on this dick. You're not one of them. You're not one of the people on this dick.
Are you chewing gum or steak fat? Because it's really loud.
It's a big wad of gum.
Matt in Queensbury. Matt.
Hey, guys, what's going on? Hey, I'm really enjoying Fez's impersonation of Norm Macdonald impersonating Burt Reynolds. He's doing a good job.
Is that what this is? Wait a minute. Is that why your mustache is black today?
It's completely black. Matches the black hat.
Let's,
The Bandit's in the studio.
He needs a big foam cowboy hat like he did on the Jeopardy skit, Norm.
So you're doing a Norm Macdonald today?
No, that's my Burt Reynolds confidence builder.
Yeah.
No one's got more confidence than Burt Reynolds. Gum chewing, black mustache, cowboy hat.
Wasn't that just
add it all together? It's confidence.
Wasn't it just a throwaway line I had yesterday? Now you're building a life around it? And here's the other...
Taking your advice. But confident man knows when to take advice.
Not really. Here's the thing. This is a radio show.
Yeah.
It's not visual. Like the gum was working against you in radio. It may work for you in a visual medium. The black mustache. Working again. If anything, I thought you were trying to be Black Bart. Some kind of a children's cartoon cowboy. All right, are we going to tweet out the picture of the bandit, or are we putting that on the iBang? Which is it? We're tweeting it out? All right, is it going up now? Just tweet. All right, we can do somewhat of a caption contest and give away a prize if you want today. Here's Rick. Rick, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, what is going on with Fez's microphone? He sounds exactly like Shelby. I think it sounds like you're trying to pull a fast one here.
Well, there's no one pulling a fast one on you. It's just Fez, you know?
Call me Bandit, Ron.
It's just Fez being Fez.
Fez and the Bandit.
Mark in Florida.
You're on the Ron and the Bandit.
I'm ready to see Fez McCool is back.
Are you Fez McCool?
No, not Fez McCool. I mean, you might want to call me JJ McClure, but I'm the Bandit.
All right, there's a picture of the Bandit. It's up on the Twitter.
That's a good-looking guy. Who is that?
I don't know. I think it's AIDS-era Burt Reynolds, where he claimed that his hip was broken or something, but everybody was sure.
Well, if it was, he beat it off.
Oh. Court, you're on with Ron Fez.
Yeah, when did Mike Ditka come out of the closet? I checked ESPN. I didn't see any news on this.
Kevin in Jersey.
Hey, talking about Will Smith, I think it's interesting that he turned down the lead role in Django because he didn't think it was a lead role, and that's kind of, I think, indicative of his perspective on being a movie star.
You know, there's good points to that. And could you imagine if him working with Tarantino, how much that would have helped his career?
It would
have helped a lot. Jeff, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
What's up, fellas? I just had to point out that Fez sounds exactly like Ace Frehley. Identical.
He kind of looks like Ace Frehley. They use
Maybe Stroker Ace Frehley.
Huh?
Maybe Stroker Ace Frehley.
Based on your film Stroker Ace?
Yeah. Based on the Bandit's filmography.
I don't think Burt Reynolds ever called himself the Bandit.
It's what America wants it to be.
Yeah, because this is 1978. Chris in Florida. Chris. Let's go over to Mark in Brooklyn. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, hey, cousins.
Hey.
I don't know what's going on with Fez's voice, but I think I know what's going on.
What's that?
I think Pepper Hicks got kicked downstairs from corporate, and I think Fez got kicked upstairs.
You know, I was just talking to Suits about Pepper last night.
Yeah.
He had another big meeting. There's a lot of excitement about him right now. A lot of excitement.
I don't get along too well with the Suits. I like the Cowboy Hat Gang.
I don't think he'd ever call somebody the Cowboy Hat Gang.
Yeah. Guys are going to wear the open shirts, cowboy hats, drive Trans Ams. That gang. They're more my style.
Henry, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, I can't tell if it's the Bandit or if it's Jerry Reed being the Bandit.
Oh, yeah, during the fake part. You really went in deep. I think you watched, what was that, Smokey and the Bandit 3 or 4?
The Real Bandit.
That was released directly to Netflix before there was a Netflix. Lisa, Strong Island.
Hi. It sounds to me as if Fez is imitating Norm Macdonald, imitating Burt Reynolds.
That is where most of Fez's impressions have come from over the years. SNL. He did a John Brady for years that was just completely lifted off of SNL.
I love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, sweetie. So there's a pic of the Bandit up there. It looks like, right now, it looks like Fez is the oldest surviving veteran of the Spanish-American War. Man, I didn't even know if I was going to be able to get that out. It took so long to get to it, and I was so happy with the line before I even started on it.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it, kid.
I don't know. I'd like another take if I could do it, Bandit.
One take, just like on Cannonball Run. Do everything one take. Get it done.
You did not. I saw all the outtakes. There was a million. That thing was more known for its outtakes.
Those were stage bloopers. A lot of people don't know that.
Actually, I wouldn't even doubt that. I would not even doubt that you're telling the truth.
Wasn't easy getting Terry Bradshaw to do a pool scene.
Man, you know everything about it. Listen, I got a problem. Felicity Huffman is here.
Love her.
I know, but this is my problem. You've got this giant black mustache, and her fucking TV series is really good, and it's really serious, and I don't want you here.
What's that, American Crime?
Yes, it's American Crime.
Good show. I was on CBS when I did network.
Premieres tonight, 10 o'clock on ABC. I can't have you really... Can you do something where you just cover up the black mustache?
Sure, I can do that. You think I'm too much for?
Yeah, yes, you are. You're too much for all of us. And take the hat off. This is really embarrassing. All right, Felicity Huffman, I'm going to tell you now, this TV show is amazing. I never saw anything like it before in my life. Tonight, 10 p.m. Central on ABC. She also has a website called whattheflicka.com. Her husband, William H. Macy, has done this show many, many times. But this is our first time to welcome Felicity Huffman. Felicity Huffman is in studio with us, and I have to tell you, your husband asked me to pull a prank on you.
Oh, really?
And I would have done it, except for I've never seen storytelling like in this TV show that you have ever in my life.
Wow, that's quite a compliment. It really is something, isn't it?
It's crazy. First of all, it just goes to show you that of what we put our focus on all these years with, if you normally watch a crime drama, it's about the police, the bust happens, and they put up a scroll, this is what happened.
It's procedural, yeah.
Yeah. But it focuses on the victims' families. It focuses on the accused families, where the police and the lawyers are really in almost parts or supporting roles. And it makes you realize, I don't know whether you've ever had a violent crime happening anywhere in your family, but it changes everyone. Everyone changes. There's anxiety, there's anger, there's just everything. There's a lot more than one person affected. And I've never seen that story told like this before.
I've never seen it told either, and the fact that it's told on network television, that's certainly never been done.
It's a change, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a change.
It's a sea change.
Yeah. When you get handed something like this, and by the way, this is John Ridley?
This is John Ridley who wrote it, and he directed the first and the second episode and the last one, and it was shot by Ramsey Nichol. Every single episode was shot by Ramsey Nichol.
So that concept he had to get across and make the network understand we're doing something totally different.
I have to say, they were not shy. From what I understand, John Ridley and Michael McDonald, who produced it, went into ABC with kind of a dog and pony show and said, this is what it's going to look like. And ABC went, yes. And not only did they say yes, they kept saying yes and said, we're not going to get in your hair. Do what you need to do. And it's a brilliant way of kind of, it's an anthology, so it's 11 episodes. So they could not just get their feet wet, they could jump into the pond completely and go, we're behind it. And they did, and it's really brave.
So it's 11 episodes, a beginning, middle, and end. So when you signed on, you knew the arc of your character, unlike what you...
Well, when I signed on, it was just the pilot. And when I read that unusual script and I said, yeah, I want to be a part of this because it's not, on the page, it's not on the stage. I thought we were just going to do the pilot. And since it was for ABC, I thought for sure we were just going to do the pilot because ABC was never going to pick this up in a million years. So the rest hadn't been written. And then when the planets aligned and it got picked up, John was very clear, and I was also very clear. I didn't want to read ahead. So I didn't know what happened beyond that next week to my character, which I think was helpful, I think.
Well, what you do with your character, I think, is what will be alarming to some people, but I think completely understanding if you remember the fact that all these people are in shock. everyone is basically in a nightmare that is not ending.
Yes.
And that's what happens when something like this actually takes place.
I feel like you're trying to excuse my character. Is that what's going on?
Well, I'm not trying to excuse your character. I'm trying to understand why your character would do maybe something there that maybe would have never been said before or after that fact.
Yeah, it's interesting. You can come at it from a couple different ways, but the first thing I'd like to say overall about that character is I think she makes people uncomfortable. And I think the comfortable thing to do with Barb Hanlon is to label her. She's a racist, she's a bigot. And when you do that, you kind of, you know what box to put them in, and you go, oh yes, I can exhale. And I think what John did, and hopefully if I fulfilled his intentions, was I made it so that you could understand her and have empathy for her. And if you keep seeing people as a human being, it's really hard to label them.
But we do that. Well, I'll give you an example. I had a friend of mine in New York City was attacked on the street. He put out a Twitter that said, this happened, and this is going to happen because some people act like they don't, and made it about the same things your character has. He ended up getting fired. And I think it was that moment in time that he said those things, but there's no way to get the mob to emphasize or sit down and go, what would happen to me if I was in this case? Another thing,
I hear you.
A friend of mine years and years ago was murdered. After the murder, things came out about her character that were destructive to the family and the memory. And yet, the people who were writing this stuff up, it was just journalism, or it was just a job to them.
Sensationalism.
Yeah, and even the people might have read it, might have got it for that moment, but they dropped it. But everybody, but the family, has forgotten about this.
Are left.
Yeah,
with the
you're
residue
left
of
with it. Yeah.
Well, I think it's an excellent point that you have to put it against that her son just got murdered.
Yeah.
But I would hate to say that to go, oh, excuse her because her son just got murdered. Because I don't want to put it into the excuse her or don't excuse her. I think it goes into, she is a person. If you asked her if she was a racist or a bigot, she would say, no, I'm a realist and I'm a pragmatist, which might speak to the story about your friend who just got mugged. And I think we're far enough possibly along in our divisiveness in our country that we're not so obvious. It's not such like, those people are below par, those people are violent, those people are idiots. Now, the new face of racial prejudice looks something like, hey man, I'm just saying what's so.
Right.
But yes, I mean, her son just did die, and yes, everyone is in crisis, and that doesn't always bring out the best in people.
And it also is difficult for people when they do a poor job of quoting something that they heard on Fox News. You know what I mean? Like there's certain people who can give out statistics, and other people where it sounds closer to racism. But to fix any of this stuff, everything's got to be slowed down a lot and discussed.
And I think that's what this does. I mean, that's a great point. It slows it down because it's not a procedural. You're not interested in the cops and the lawyers and who did it and stuff. It slows down because you see what happens on a human level with the people that are involved. And hopefully that will spark some conversations, even if the conversations are, oh, that character, she's so hard to swallow. But she is in pain.
Yeah, and if you look at other characters, violent people just don't happen one day. That's built up over years. There's, I don't want to give away anything because I want people to come to it like I did. But there's storylines where you see sometimes when we go to, get people, that we might be creating criminals as that goes along, that the process that we're doing is taking somebody who may be a juvenile, bag snatcher and turning them into a violent criminal.
Yeah.
It's harder stuff than we're used to just talking about,
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna mess this up, but I was on Tavis Smiley about 4 or 5 days ago, and he quoted Martin Luther King, and I won't be able to, but it's basically that justice should be love manifest. And our justice system, which, is flawed, but it's the best thing out there. It certainly falls short of love being manifest.
It's a tough thing to pull off because we're not even sure. Is it revenge? Is it re-education? What do we really want? I mean, you cannot blame the people that something happened to someone in their family for not feeling the immediate revenge.
Sure.
Piece. We get it.
Sure.
It's almost very tribal where now we're going over there and we're going... But that never solves anything, is why the rest of society needs to come in with a cooler head.
Yeah.
Again, that doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. And, based on shifting perspectives, too, this might be a different point, but based on shifting perspectives, I mean, we saw it. Okay, I'm trying not to give things away in the pilot, but one person comes through as a victim, and then suddenly through rumor, they're painted as, well, this person might have been a bad guy anyway. And so everyone goes, oh, well, I guess they got what they deserved. Well, wait a second. What do you mean? So it's open season on people, this kind of person, but not this kind of person?
Right.
I mean, the same thing you saw in, in Ferguson, where... suddenly that video was leaked about the young man strong-arming that mom and pop store. So at first everyone was up in arms, and then they went, oh, well, wait, he was a bad guy. And you go, wait a second, so it's okay to murder a bad guy? What are you talking about?
It gets very, very difficult, particularly when we run to the sides of our political backgrounds that we already came in, our own kind of prejudice about these things. But I also think there's almost true crime porn that takes place where we enjoy playing this, and then we can't believe that the courts didn't agree with us, or we celebrate that they did agree with us, and we've turned it into sport somehow. It's a Super Bowl. Whether or not this, but I do think, and I would hope that people would sit down and watch this with the point of trying to understand where each character is coming from. Because if you really want to come to it from, your Martin Luther King quote, but if you really wanted to use this as Christ or Buddha or whatever, you would have to emphasize with each character. Why are they doing the things that they're doing? Why do they expect to get benefit from what they're doing right now?
Well, hopefully if we've done our job well, and I think John Ridley certainly has, that you won't be able to escape from experiencing these people as human beings and not just, I don't know, ripped from the headlines or two-dimensional characters. You will be able to experience them as people and what they're ultimately going for. And I think one of the tragedies of the piece is that certainly in my character, her motives are noble. She goes in there to be a good mother. She goes in there to get justice for her dead son. It's just how it ends up being manifested in the world is questionable, and it's divisive, and it puts people off, and ultimately it gets her farther and farther away from her goal. But, that's good storytelling.
Well, it is. First of all, I've seen 4 episodes, and the storytelling is amazing.
Oh, yay.
But also, I think to learn from it is everything is much more complicated than we give it a chance to be.
Yeah.
That we have to think to ourselves that decisions in life itself are pretty complex, but we don't treat it that way, do it?
No, we don't, because it's super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the exact same reason why we want to label everybody. I don't want to sit in something that's complicated. I want to solve something that's simple. Oh, that person's a Republican, that person's a Democrat, that person's a lesbian, that person's a racist. And boom, I can sit down comfortably. But to sit in the uncertainty is not fun.
And yet, that is life.
Yes.
Life is the uncertainty. I mean, the fact of the matter is when people sit around and brag that they're a good parent, a lot of times they're not giving luck, you know what I mean? Enough credit, because you brought somebody in the world who's pretty easygoing. That's a whole different story.
It's true.
If you get caught with somebody who's really on the edge. Speaking of that, you have a website dealing with these kind of issues.
With parenting, yes.
Yeah. Whattheflicka.com. How did that happen for you?
Well, it's interesting when you were saying that about parenting. I thought, oh, do I do that? And yeah, I think I do. I certainly don't feel like a good mother, and yet my children, who are, wonderful and at this point well-adjusted kids, I sort of go, oh, yes, look, I did this. And you kind of go, really? I think you just got lucky. But back to the website, I found motherhood and this is an old saw for me, so forgive me if this is boring, but I found motherhood really difficult and really alienating and just basically pull your hair out. And when I looked around, I didn't see a whole lot of conversations about that. It was all like, isn't it the best thing you've done? And it's the most important job you have. And so there was a very thin band of behavior, of acceptable behavior. And of course, that made me ashamed of my reaction, which made me want to say it super loud.
Right. But you thought it right from the word go, like right from the beginning, that this is hard?
Oh my God. I thought it was so incredibly hard.
But see, here's the thing. I remember the first time that I was alone with the baby, and I'm like, I don't know. Like up to that, when it was like when I would just come home and help, I'm like, I'm pretty good at this. But when I was alone, I would kept looking out the window, like, when is she coming back?
Oh, I know. The best moment is when they're sleeping, and you're like, oh, okay, this is fantastic. But so I wanted to say it out loud.
Yeah.
And then Desperate Housewives was ending, and because of my character, my fan base were the moms and the parents, which I was honored to be a part of. And then finally, I'm from a big family, which is 7 girls. So I'm very used to sort of hanging around on the kitchen counters or in the bathrooms, like smoking cigarettes and blowing the smoke out the window and sharing and laughing and learning. I learned all my best stuff, and I continue to from my sisters. So I wanted to create a website where it was okay to have any conversation about parenting. And a lot of what I first wrote about was how effing awful it was.
It's so funny. But there's no dynamic in the world like sisters, is there? When sisters get together, there's something really interesting that takes place.
Yes. I mean, like all things, I know there's a dark side and a light side, but boy, did I luck out. I have the best sisters in the world.
But sisters, to me, sisters are always the ones that hold a family together.
Yeah.
Because the men would just forget, move off, and they do that. But sisters are the ones who stay on the phone. Yeah. My sisters call me all the time, like, don't forget this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I got you.
How many sisters do you have?
I had 2 sisters, and that, have taken the place that my mom and aunt used to do.
Yep, me too.
In the family, And yet, whenever me and my brother come home, that's the big deal. My sisters are like, yeah, isn't this wonderful? But it's true. Like they've kept this together, and my chick's family, the 3 sisters keep the family together.
Yeah, and the website is kind of like that. I mean, I always say I learned from my sisters, but I now learn from the What the Flicka community, the What the Flicka sisters.
But if you're really doing a real family tree, the only thing you can honestly trace is the women. Everything else, the fact that we keep the male last name is almost kind of funny because you're only sure that's the mother.
That's why Judaism has it right, man.
Yeah. I think that they've realized that from word go.
Yeah.
You're doing a play soon too with Rebecca Pidgeon.
I am. I'm doing a play with Rebecca Pidgeon. I'm doing a play in Los Angeles, which is such an oxymoron. It's a Mamet play. It's called The Anarchist. It was on Broadway for a very short time, and it's with Rebecca Pidgeon, and Marja Lewis Ryan is directing it. And we're rehearsing in my living room, and we're doing it at a tiny theater of 80 seats, where there's one bathroom, basically an outhouse, and there's no parking, and so that's what I'm doing.
But it's still the coolest thing, right, to do plays?
It's really, I love rehearsing. I got to say, once I'm up in front of an audience, I do say friends don't let friends do theater, because I got really used to people judging me for the comfort of their very own couch. But I do love rehearsing. It's just it's the reason I love a TV set.
Well, Rebecca's great. She was in here not too long ago, and she's such a terrific singer-songwriter.
Oh my gosh, isn't she genius?
So, it's just really, that last album is just fantastic.
Yeah, Rebecca Pidgeon, she's so sexy too. She also looks about 20. Basically, I hate her.
No, you don't. See, this is the thing, and I was talking to your husband about this, that you guys started out as actors, and now you're like beyond, I guess, anything that you could want to have had happen from a successful point of view. But the fact that you hang out with David Mamet is also pretty insane.
The fact that I think about how brilliant David Mamet is, and pretty much I don't think there's anyone else like him in America in terms of his brain. And I think it's so kind of him to want to hang out with me, because it must be like hanging out with, I don't know, preschoolers all the time. But he is the kindest, like any really smart person, he makes you feel smart.
Yeah. And he's very complicated in his thinking as well. His
Oh,
political
absolutely.
views have changed, and I always read them with great interest, you know, because, I mean, if you look back over our lifetime, so many things have changed so fast. We were talking about racism. What is considered racist now compared to when we were younger?
Oh, yeah.
You know, as long as you weren't hitting someone with a stick back then,
Yeah.
you were like very accepting.
Yeah.
The way people look at gays has changed so much, but now you can just make the smallest joke or mistake and be completely judged.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. There's very little room for it. And again, I think it's because, at least from my point of view, I don't know how to talk about racism. I really don't. It's not like I'm going to sit down with a person of color and say, well, what's it like being you? And when have you experienced racism? And how do you feel in this world? And I should. You know, I was sitting down talking to Tavis Smiley, and I would have liked to have that conversation, but I feel like I'm supposed to be past it or something.
Right.
And so I don't know how to talk about it. So I think one of the things that's great about American Crime is maybe it'll just start people having some sort of conversation about it.
Well, progress does happen. It just happens slower than we think.
Yeah.
I have had, my grandparents, neither of their fathers showed up to the wedding because it was Protestant and Catholic. That would never happen today. It would never be a big deal. So there we are. That was considered interracial back in those days. Now it's not noticed. So I think we are heading in that direction. But to not talk about to not talk about religion, to not talk about politics, to not talk about race, to not talk about misogyny and sexism is insane. Just because it's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's where the real light comes from at the end of it. This is so terrific, American Crime. By the way, the actors that you get in this,
aren't they all
you
fantastic?
never would have gotten in TV in the past.
No, you're absolutely right. Again, I just take my hat off to ABC. They said to John and Michael, do your thing. Cast it how you want. Dress them how you want. Tell the stories you want. Shoot it how you want. You saw how interesting and unusual it's shot. And they just jumped in.
And this is also interesting, whoever is being looked at then is the focus of the story. So everything feels like it's revolving around that one spot because we're used to watching, shows from that direction. But as soon as it moves out, like you could forget that person's perspective and go immediately. Yeah. And I mean, it's tough to look at people incarcerated and not feel for them somehow, knowing how they got there. American Crime tonight. 10 o'clock, 9 p.m. Central on ABC, abc.com, whattheflicka.com. And thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you so much. Bill said you were awesome, and indeed you are.
Well, I'll see you next time coming through.
Okay.
So that was Felicity Huffman. And like we said before, her husband, Bill Macy, has done the show many, many times. Thanks for hiding the new look there, Fez.
It's Bandit. And, hey, last thing I want to do is steal Bill Macy's girl.
I don't think there's any chance of that, but I appreciate it. By the way, I don't even know if this has gotten out there, but I know Bill Hoffman is going to be directing a pretty big film. Very, very cool that he's moving into that area. You guys ought to watch some of these shows that come in. I got caught up in another true crime thing on HBO called Jinxed. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow on the Bennington Show, which comes on Opie Radio, 7 o'clock in the morning on Opie Radio. Here's Joe in Boston. Hey, Joe.
Hey, how's it going, my man?
Hey.
Hey, I wanted to talk about how yesterday Fez had wished that Shelby's tumor had been cancerous. I thought it showed a real lack of class. We've all had to work with the inept before, and we all understand that Shelby sucks at his job. But I would never wish cancer on someone, and I don't get offended by shit either.
Do you think it could happen? Do you think Fez has enough magical powers to make that happen?
It's a shitty thing to say. It's really petty. Fez is a bully. He picks on the weak.
Fez, do you see yourself as a bully?
No, I see myself more as like the bandit.
Just come back to the bandit line over and over?
Sure.
But you exploded a lot of interns there, Fez. Powerless interns.
Well, yeah. If you think you can do a better job, you're welcome to come down here and try it.
Wait, this is my show, too. I just don't want listeners coming in here. I don't want to have to co-host with them.
Hey, one other thing.
No, you're right. I said the same thing to Brett Convey.
Fez gets offended a lot, when people talk about gay stuff. Any little thing to do with it, he's really thin-skinned and he takes offense.
You got a lot of complaints today, buddy, don't you?
There is something up on the iBank today that a neurosurgeon has proven that being gay is a choice. So that's over. It's just a choice.
Yeah, well, this guy, from what I understand, he hasn't done any real, neuroscience on it. He's just talking about prison inmates.
Yeah, it's a choice.
Where the guys in prison, they go in straight, they come out gay.
Well, they don't come out gay, right?
That's what he said.
But, I mean, they're just gay while they're in there. Huh. They don't come out and decide to stay gay.
Being a queen.
I don't think he's got a case there. I don't think it didn't happen in the longest yard.
Well, let me ask you this. What would be wrong with choosing to be gay? Why is that a bad thing?
Because then there's people that decide, you know what, you're not entitled to any rights. You're just choosing something.
Why don't the people who choose things also have rights?
You'd have to ask people like the neurosurgeon.
No, you could
and
ask
the conservatives.
You could ask me. I think the people who make choices should have rights. I don't have any problem with that. I would think that if you would want to be viewed as a person who made choices.
Yeah, but unless you're gay and you feel that, it may feel like a choice to you. Person who's gay, someone who's had a hard time growing up knowing they're gay, it's not a choice to them.
Yeah, but maybe a choice in the way that lust is a choice. Don't you think?
I can see where you're saying acting on gay is a choice, but being gay is not a choice.
But that's like saying that no one has a choice. You know what I mean? Like people who just sit around and wish they could eat their dessert first, right? Mm-hmm. Here's what I would say: eat it first. What do I give a fuck? Eat it first. If somebody wants to come in and say I'd like my banana split before my hamburger in case I fill up, I'd say go ahead. I don't see where it should take away any rights if it's a choice. Wayne in West Virginia. You're on the Ron Fez show.
Fezzy, it's Wayne from West Virginia. And I want to tell you what my grandfather told me. Your voice is your choice. So fuck everybody else.
I like what he's saying there. Your voice is your choice. I think people who make choices deserve every right to the people who make different choices. And I don't feel like that you should feel like a victim of nature because you make a certain choice.
I don't think straight people feel like they have a choice in being attracted to the opposite sex.
Yet you do limit your choices down to one person sooner or later.
Yeah, once you get into it, there's choices to be made.
What do you mean once you get into it?
Like, are you going to choose unprotected sex? Are you going to choose protected sex?
That I don't.
Are you going to choose to never, not take advantage of gay marriage?
But I don't see that. I don't see that as being any different than what we're talking about. Like, here's the thing: do bi people have a choice?
No, I think they're just attracted to who they get attracted to.
I think everybody's attracted to who they get attracted to. Period. End of story. Everybody deserves the same rights. Everybody. Except for Shelby.
Come on.
It's because you can't act on it. You're not a closer.
I don't even think.
Who are our interns today?
We got OK and Anthony.
It's okay now. We moved it on. All right, send me both those choices. He actually has to get out of his seat for them to come in. Now, Anthony, how would you talk about yourself? Would you say sexually?
Sexually?
Yeah.
How would I talk about myself sexually?
Are you straight?
Yes.
100% or 90s? Okay, what about you?
100% straight, yeah.
100%.
Should I? I mean, I would say maybe 90 then.
So you think you're 10% gay?
I think so. Maybe because of some of my qualities.
What are some of your qualities that people have trouble with?
I don't. Sometimes when I talk, because if I use my hands too much, I don't like I'll see that because if I see a video of myself doing it, I'll catch it, and then I've noticed other people comment.
You are not a traditional male.
No, I would agree with you on that. Definitely.
Now, do you feel like that's a choice or born this way? Do you knit because it's a choice, or do you not have a choice?
No, it's all by choice. I'm conscious. I know what I'm doing. I'm aware that it's not a full 100% male trait. But I don't care what other people are saying. I just do my own thing because that's what I want to do. I don't
see. I think that's what makes you. And I hate to use the word cool when it comes to you, but the fact that you are comfortable with your choices makes other people comfortable with your choices. Now, somebody wrote to me about you yesterday, saying what kind of women are attracted to a guy who does these things rather than the traditional male. Let's say Madison Avenue sells back to us a guy driving around in a truck, a bandit.
A bandit, yeah.
Now, women are attracted to you, right?
Yes.
And they're attracted to your sensitivities.
I would say there's a lot of things. I would say my humor, my intelligence.
You have no humor.
Yes, I do.
You're on
laugh.
a humorous show, and you never mean to be funny.
What happened, kid? You knit some?
What's that?
You knit some humor? What happened?
Bullying.
I could.
That's bullying.
I could try.
Yeah, but but there are women that are attracted to that, right?
Mm-hmm, yes. Yeah. I mean, I like smart girls. I like usually nerds, like that sort of thing.
You like a nerdy girl. That means a girl with glasses.
No, not that far. More of a girl that's got some edge where she...
Give me a famous woman that we would say, this is a nerd girl that you're attracted to.
I like Emma Stone. I think she's bright, and I think she has that nerdy comic book, because that's a lot of the characters she
You're a
seems to
comic
play.
book guy?
No, not really.
Yeah. What about Ginsburg? Ruth Bader. She's got all the same qualities you're looking for.
I don't know who that is.
That gum's starting to sound dry.
Yeah. It's getting a little muffled.
All right, so you think that Emma Stone would be perfect for you. By the way, I saw her up here when the fucking Spider-Man movie came out.
Oh, wow.
I'm not just going to tell you that she's out of your league, but
yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to be a movie star to get somebody like... Yeah. Now, what kind of guy do you consider yourself to be? Dude bro? Like a Jersey Shore dude bro?
Well, not like a Jersey Shore. I don't,
You got your hat on backwards.
Which my father would be pissed off about. But,
why?
Because he should be straight with Ben Brent. He's like really 50s, so.
Got to turn that mic on there, bandit.
Nobody heard me?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Not this whole entire time.
Oh, my God.
Here's Jason. Jason, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, Ron Fez. I always love it when people say it's choice or whatever, but isn't religion a choice? Don't you have to choose to be a born-again Christian? Don't you have to choose your faith?
Well, actually, yeah. Not only, but most of us are in the faith that we were indoctrinated before we could sit and make logical choices for ourselves. Like a born-again Christian, to me, particularly if he came from another religion, is a lot different than... somebody who was just told that at 3 years old, like most of us were. And we're like, yeah, I guess so. I'll see Grandma in a nice kingdom of clouds, I guess. That's how it goes down. Jarrett, New Jersey.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to make this a small point here that I think everybody has a little bit of gay in them. And that, for example, if I'm watching a porn, I don't want to see a fat guy with a little dick fucking a girl. I want to see a good-looking guy fucking a girl.
Oh, you got a lot of gay in you.
Does that make you a little gay, though?
No, a lot of gay. I think you're more interested in the cock than anything else.
Guy with a little dick?
But you make a really good point. There are a lot of guys that say they don't enjoy porn unless there's a naked man having sex. They will. No, you cringed at that.
When it comes to porn, I'm like a plot guy. I want like the pizza guy to come over. So
you're a '70s porn guy.
So I'm a '70s
you
porn guy.
You got to really go back to when they had scripts.
Yeah.
You know, there's a thing on Showtime, a documentary now. I think it's called "The Greatest Sex Films of All Time," and you would go back and they would sit around and they would have script readings and they would think we need more humor here or we need a different character. And then once videotape came in, they just went, all right, you come in, you guys start fucking. And that became a porn. But you want backstory.
Yeah. Don't just give me the porn. Give me the backstory. Romance me a little bit before I get myself going.
All right, everybody is a little bit gay.
That makes me gay?
You just said romance me.
Well, you know.
Straight guys don't say romance me. What kind of porn you like?
Yeah,
Guy
I was
on
going
guy?
to say the opposite.
You like guy on guy?
No. I think that I agree with the caller because I agree that I think the guy should at least be relatively in good physique because that's what you kind of.
You won't watch anything with the hedgehog.
No.
Ron Jeremy doesn't do it for you.
No.
You don't want any laughter during porn.
No, that's weird.
Years ago, a guy who knew uncle was a porn guy in L.A., and he came around to us and said, hey, if a couple of us write something up, maybe they'll shoot it. So we sat around, we wrote this really funny thing. And his uncle says, people want to come, they don't want to laugh. Don't give me this fucking shit. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Here's Keith. Keith in Boston.
Fezzy, it's like looking at the Cheesecake Factory menu, right? You got to try it all. It's too much to fucking read. If you're gay, just be gay. If you don't want to be gay, don't be gay.
It's that simple.
Yeah, I think that's what I was saying.
Well, no, you were saying it's not a choice at all. Let me ask you this. Is it a choice that you don't have sex?
Yeah, that's a choice.
And yet it doesn't feel like you can.
No. I mean, there's, psychological barriers, fears, phobias.
Could it be born this way?
It could be born this way in the essence of the sex drive isn't strong enough to make me want to do it.
Yeah. So you feel like you're not born with any kind of sex drive?
It's there, but it's not overwhelming.
It's maybe you are asexual, but no capital. Small A,
just
small limp A.
Yeah, I guess that could be.
Thanks, Bandit. I want to see what some of the people have written here for the Bandit. No Country for Old Gay Men, The Quick and the Dead Air. Fez calls his apartment homestead. Black Bart, more like can't fart. Founding member of the New York Buyers Club. Hurt Reynolds. The Alone Ranger. Quiet Earp. And Fistful of Sadness. These are just some of the things that people are coming up with today. Really nice stuff for you there. So you're supposed to be who?
I'm the Bandit.
From Smoking the Bandit.
Yeah.
I got to even make this, you're just the Bandit from Smoking the Bandit. So this has nothing to do with you being the cowboy from the Village People?
No. Totally different person in a cowboy hat.
If you had to ask me who you were being, that's what I would have said.
Completely different mustache.
Here's Larry. Larry, you're on the Ron Fez show.
I would like to defend Mother Nature here. I would like to tend to agree with
to Sean Connery Fez, that you're born that way. I mean, and there's something wrong with the switch that likes you the same sex. But let's be honest, it's April, the first nice spring day, and you see a woman in a sundress. Ron, do you have a choice how you feel in that moment, like a maniac? Do you have a choice of that? No. It's just you're born that way. You're born like a maniac.
But let's move on from the next thing. Maybe instead of born that way, it's something that you came up with between the ages of 1 and 4. You know what I mean? The way that you viewed the world then. Because I hear a lot of people have foot fetishes. I've heard this about, that they crawled around on the floor when they were babies. The women that loved them, there were their exposed feet. They thought of feet and love the same way. Now they're attracted to feet. Maybe there's a lot of things that has to do with that. Maybe you saw a blonde girl or an Asian when you were a baby, and that made you feel a certain way. And now you feel that way without even knowing it. Like the memory is gone, but the emotion isn't. Like with you, Fez, I think either like when you were a baby, right? Either your dad or maybe an uncle, at least a male figure of respect in your life, was jizzing in your face, and you said to yourself, you know what, this is warm and gooey and good, I want more of that, but you're too lazy to go out and get it for yourself.
Could that be the explanation for the mustache? It's like a face blanket. Gives the same warm feeling.
I don't even know where that comes from. I don't know. Where are the Village People playing over the next couple of weeks?
I have no idea where the Village People are at.
So you're saying you're not in the Village People?
Not the Village People. Don't know anything about their gigs.
Here's Cam. Cam, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Sup, fellas?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad you just brought up what you just did about Fez and his uncle, because right now it really sounds like he's doing his damnedest not to spill a drop of cum out of his mouth.
Okay.
What's going on with his voice?
I'm going to read some of these things that are part of the contest here, the little caption contest. Midnight Crier, Norm Macdonald, record in history of a woman ever buying that magazine. It's always has been just gay dudes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody was telling me, the iBang is going to do something with Mr. Skin, and they have like a gay version of Mr. Skin. I forget what it's called. Is it Mr. Man? Yeah, it's Mr. Man. And this is what was funny. I'm told there's a Louis C.K. section in there from some of his nudity on his television shows.
I didn't realize there'd be a whole section.
Well, yeah, there's a couple of big ones. that he jumped in there. Yeah, here's our buddy, Hard Rock Johnny.
I swear, I thought it was one of the Lanza brothers when I saw the picture. Blackjack, move right in with the Mulligans or Lanzas, whichever you choose. Add a vest, take off a shirt, he's in as a professional wrestler.
Well, if a professional wrestler could have a stack of dimes, I mean, his days are a little behind him of being able to take a bump.
You never know.
Here's Hopalong Chastity, the Bone Ranger. I kind of want to go back to this one, too. I think got overlooked. The Quick and the Dead Air. Wyatt Derp. I don't know, Fezzy. One of these has got to work for you.
I don't know. Where were all these gag writers when we needed to punch up Cannonball Run 3?
Was Bert in that? I don't think he was in that one.
Nah, stayed away.
So
no, it's time.
Who's
Stayed
the
away.
way in that? And who directed those films? Do you remember, Fez?
Might have been Bert himself.
No, went from being a stuntman to a director.
Lee Majors.
Lee Majors never was a stuntman or a director. He played.
You ever see The Fall Guy?
Yeah, that was a TV show. You know, even when you're the bandit, you're still as thoughtful as when you are any of the other characters. I'm going to throw this out. I think this guy did 6 Burt Reynolds films. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Here's some more of these. The Gay, the Quiet, the Cake Horn. What if Burt Reynolds and Rip Taylor looked like if they were the same guy? It's going to be tough to pick a winner.
The joke there would have been if they had a baby. They're all off base.
Well, that's if you like keep doing the same joke year after year, but maybe they're looking to try to update it a little bit.
I doubt it with them.
What's the last film you did, Bandit?
Might have been Boogie Nights.
Might have been. You haven't looked at anything since '99, huh?
That's the last big part.
Remember, he was up for an Oscar for that. When he didn't get it, they just showed his face. And like his I hate you Hollywood look was fucking hilarious. That gum lost its flavor an hour and 10 minutes ago. It is the driest chew that you'll ever hear.
It is pretty dry.
This says Brokeback Mountain without the gay stuff. This one said, my dad left me one more silver dollar, but I ain't gonna let him catch me, no. Ain't gonna let him catch the midnight crier. This one I kind of like. The man who shot a load on Liberty Valance. Howdy, Pilgrim. Want to share my beans and beef jerky? F Troop, if the F stands for... Anybody want to guess? Fill in.
Fun.
Yeah. British cigarette.
Fish.
Fart.
No. Mike, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Ronnie, how you doing today?
Yeah.
Got Hal Needham.
Very good, my friend.
All right.
Hal Needham. He was a stuntman, then a stunt coordinator until Burt just said, "Why don't you just direct the movies?" and I believe, I'm not sure, but Hal may have been the first guy to let the goof reel end the movie. So people started to find those things funnier and wait through this bad plot just to see them break up over that.
I liked how you could see that they've already done all the car stunts already by all the skid marks on the road. Since it's like the 10th take, yet they're coming around that corner. Like, who was doing donuts before they got here?
I guarantee it's the only thing Hal cared about. Yeah. Like this movie, we're going to crash 132 cars. The last movie to try to just have fun crashing cars, I think, was the Quentin Tarantino movie. And for some reason, people didn't come out for that. And I thought it was really a blast. It didn't have the same kind of Tarantino dialogue, but the stunt scenes were amazing.
I think that's because it was part of that Grindhouse thing. It was, so the movie was like 5 hours, but that was like one of the best car chases I've ever seen. It was
but
insane.
When I was a kid in the 70s, that would be movies. You would go out and see Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, and you would just see cars just crashing into each other. And then they would put 3 of those movies together in a drive-in. So you'd been sitting there by the end of the night drinking beer and smoking pot, and you just saw 9,000 cars get broken up. The Retson Kid. Oh, I don't know, Fez. This is going to be tough to pick a winner of this. I think we got to go to break here. Johnny, nice to talk to you, buddy.
Later, boys.
Peace. It is the Ron Fez show. We'll be right back in a minute. When we get back... comedians, giant comedians, and their first sitcom roles. Now, I've been watching MeTV lately, and it's hysterical how back in the old days, the same 15 people would just keep being in every show. It's almost the way English movies are now.
Yeah.
If you watch an English movie, it looks like maybe they got 20 actors over their tops. We'll be right back. Talking about giant comedians and their first sitcom roles. It's the Ron Fez Show.
Ron and Fez on Raw Dog. Raw Dog Comedy. Hits. Channel 99.
Oh my God, it's been so long. It's time to get all funky up in here. Oh yes, here we go. that ice cold. Michelle fight for that white gold.
This one for them hard girls, them good girls, straight masterpiece.
Stylin', wildin', living it up in the city.
Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent.
Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot.
I dance.
Call the police and a fireman.
Too hot.
I dance.
Make a dragon wanna retire man.
Too hot.
I dance.
Please say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot.
I dance.
Am I bad about that money?
Girl sent she hallelujah. Girl sent she hallelujah. Girl sent she hallelujah.
Cause Uptown Funk go give it to ya. Cause Uptown Funk go give it to ya. Cause Uptown Funk go give it to ya. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch.
There it is.
Don't believe me, just watch. Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup. Put some liquor in it. Take a sip. Sign a check. Brian, could you get the stretch?
Like to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi.
If you show up, we're gonna show out. Smoother than a French jar of Skippy. Too hot, hot damn.
Call the police and a fireman.
I'm too hot, hot damn.
Make a dragon wanna retire man.
I'm too hot, hot damn. Please say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot, hot damn.
Am I bad about that money?
Break it down. Sent you hallelujah.
Girl sent she hallelujah.
Girl, you sent me hallelujah.
Oh my God, come on, Hank. Cause Uptown Funk can give it to ya.
It's Uptown Funk gonna give it to ya.
Cause Uptown Funk can give it to ya. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch.
It's the Ron Fez Show, 866 Ron Zero Fez, 866 Ron Zero Fez. That last bit was just all one guy, and it's called, the name of it, I think it's up on the iBang. It's 50 Voices That Committed More Than the Bandit. 50 Voices That Committed More Than the Bandit. Up on the iBang. What did I tell you earlier? What did I say, Bandit?
Be the bandit.
Even when I say stuff like that on the air, it's not real, right?
Uh-huh.
So don't drop all down. Feel bad about it.
Gotcha.
866 Ron Zero Fez, 866 Ron Zero Fez. Pictures of the bandit up online. And here's some of them. Smokey and the Bad Bit. That's a good one. By the way, I want the two interns to be the choice of this. I don't know why they walked out on me, but they did. Male writer, Dick Holiday, they practically write themselves some bread. And no, it's Wonder Bread. He just fucking lost his shit. I'm very happy with that. So you got the metaphor.
Yes, yeah.
Did you knit that sweater for yourself?
No, I didn't.
Here's something about you I noticed, though. You're very honest. There's no way I would know whether you made that sweater or not. You could be telling me that you made those fucking shoes. I would believe you now.
So if he said yeah, you would have believed him?
Yeah. Why would I think that he would lie? First of all, he doesn't lie.
That's true, yeah.
He's 10% gay. He even brought that up.
Shit, that's incredible.
Yeah. By the way, that 10%, his cock and balls. Now, have you ever had thoughts about a man before, though?
I've thought of a guy being attractive, but not being intimate, though.
Who's the guy that you said, oh, he's an attractive guy?
Burt Reynolds?
These kids have no idea who Burt Reynolds is.
Stop. They missed it.
Yeah, they did.
They missed the heyday.
Yeah, they did. They missed the heyday.
I'm going to say Ryan Reynolds, though.
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him in real life?
No, I haven't.
I haven't. It's an enormous head.
Does he really?
Yeah, just enormous.
I would think the opposite.
But a lot of stars have a really big head. Why don't you get a picture of him instead of sitting in front of that young F? Nice and slow. That's Burt Reynolds, you fucking not paying attention to the show, asshole. We're talking about Ryan Reynolds.
Bert's got a pretty big head, though.
Yeah, all stars do. A lot of stars have giant heads.
It's like an orange on a toothpick. Yeah.
Now, you can't always make that out on screen, or but when you see it in real life, you'll be surprised. I think he did O&A, right? And I'm walking down the hall, and he's walking along, and I'm just like, is that a balloon with a string on it? I'm like, no, that's a human being's head. A very large head. But they say, even like a lot of newscasters have big heads. We like people on TV whose heads are shaped like TVs.
Goes hand in hand?
Yeah. I guess we like movie stars whose heads are as big as a movie screen. Shelby, what was it like not to be paying attention to the show and then get busted like that?
It's humiliating.
You're fucking right in here. We're 5 feet. You're 2 feet from him. You're 5 feet from me. And you still don't hear what we're saying to each other?
Yeah, I was trying to grab the majority rule, as I said earlier, but I heard Reynolds, and then I saw the mustache, and Burt Reynolds was the first thing that came to my mind.
Well, that what you just could be called an explanation of failure. The fucking Shelby book. You know, I don't get angry with you like Fez does. I just feel a sense of disappointment. Just like a level.
It's worse.
You know what?
It's so
I
worse.
I could fucking have Anthony right on my arm all day long, just sitting there giggling along, having a great time. How'd your mom enjoy her birthday? Her 60th?
She loved brunch.
Yeah?
Yeah. So did I.
Yeah, that was your first brunch?
Yeah.
How did somebody just now get to brunch?
Listen, I experienced a new thing.
What did you end up having? Chicken and bacon together?
No,
I
had steak and eggs, but and on the side they deep fried the mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it's fantastic.
Are you sure they were deep fried and just not fried?
My mind's just blown right now.
They took mashed potatoes, right?
Yeah.
And dropped them in grease.
I don't know
deep
what
fryer.
they did, but it was crunchy on the outside and creamy on the inside.
That's Fez's balls. That's Fez's balls that you just described.
Sounds like you enjoying a potato pancake.
That could have been it.
You don't know what you fucking eating.
It was one of those side things. I don't know. I don't look at the side menu.
Burt Reynolds just dropped a truth bomb on everybody. That this kid had his first potato pancake, which he thinks is a deep fry. Now, I'm thinking, though, here's the thing. They deep fry everything now, so this could have happened.
It could have happened.
But look up. Shelby, I'm going to ask you to stay awake here. The men are talking, and I want you to go to Google right now. Go to the search engine Google and come up with deep fried mashed potatoes, and let's see if there is a thing.
But when you cut into it, there was mashed potatoes on the inside, so that's why I don't think it was a pancake. It kind of looked like that. Yeah, it was exactly what it looked like.
Show them what a potato pancake looks like, but keep that page open in case we want to come back to it. Slow tap, take it easy.
That's not it.
That's okay. So that's sorry, Bert. You were wrong. But now let's go look at deep fried mashed potatoes. And give me a big picture, Shelbs. That's just the outside. Did it look like that?
No, it didn't look like. It looked like the one up top, the fourth one in. Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Did it have little pieces of meat?
No,
like
no
that?
pieces of meat, no chives or scallions or nothing. But it was fantastic.
Did you have a croquet? Was that it? Go to that, Chubbs.
What's the little bread thing?
No.
Jesus, man, I don't know any
like
food.
a croquette.
Croquet?
Croquette. Shelby, what are you doing? You was. Take it slow. There you go. Could have been a croquette.
It could have been all three. I could have had a croquette.
Was it definitely potato or
yeah?
what?
No, it was
ask
definitely
somebody.
It was
maybe he had undercooked fries.
Here's some of the possible winners. I want you three to pay attention: Butch's Cassidy, the Hubba Blubber Man, Hefty James, It's the Ring-a-Ding Kid, Queerbait Down Under, Doc Swallow Day, Conway Shitty.
That's funny.
These are bad. These are bad. People are loving your new look there. Is this going to stay this way? You're going to be in like this tomorrow?
Yeah, the bandit may be back. You never know with the bandit.
Are you going
He comes and goes.
Are you going to work on the impression?
Impression's down. Got it.
Going to be able to pull off more than one line, or are you going to like have a bandit story? Something we can hang our hat on here? All right, over on the iBang today, always interesting. Oh, this is one I like. A Million Ways to Die on the Air. That's cute. That's cute. And ripped from the headlines. This one just says, and this is pretty dead on, Tony Clifton.
Wow.
You sound like Tony Clifton.
Then they don't know what Burt Reynolds sounds like.
Good comeback, Burt. You know what it is? It's the confidence that you have right now. I was supposed to meet with somebody at 3:30 today, but I don't see them making it into the city because we're in near blizzard conditions.
Oh, Jesus.
Last thing I said, I'll be there, but that was last night. Maybe I'll give it another hour before I check. Sean wants to talk about deep fried mashed potatoes. Sean, what do you got, buddy?
Calling you from Great Falls, Montana. I've got a little barbecue restaurant out here, and we have a menu item called Spud Nuts. And we take mashed potatoes, so we make them ourselves. We add some cheese, a little cornstarch to thicken them up. We make little bars out of them and freeze them. And then when people order them, we bring them out. We put a batter on the outside and deep fry them, and they come out like little hush puppies, crispy on the outside, soft, wonderful mashed potato, chewy on the inside, or creamy, and we put a little side of gravy with it. It's unbelievable.
What is the name of your place?
Big Mouth Barbecue out here in Great Falls, Montana.
All right, you got a website? We're going to go take a look at it.
Yeah, it's a shitty website, and
Is
they're
it?
not on there. Yeah, it's a shitty website. I'm ashamed of it. But nuts are awesome. Everybody's coming through Great Falls, stop in and get some. They're fantastic.
I would love to come out to Great Falls.
It's a nice part of the world, Ronnie.
You know what?
Good clean living.
That's what I need. I think my next move is just far away from the things of man. You know what I mean? Just far away.
Like what state?
Montana, or maybe even Western Canada. You know what I mean? I just want to be away. You know? Just away.
Away from people?
Yes.
I mean, I guess so. I know it snows really a lot from Montana, so...
Don't act like I'm not going to go away in the winter. You know what I mean? I'm going to take a little time for myself. But in the summer, there's nothing more beautiful. We got a thing up, I guess, from Yellowstone. Go to the iBank. Come on, slow hands. It's like having fucking Eric Clapton in here. And it's Buffalo versus Carr. Oh, maybe it didn't go up yet. It'll be up in a minute. Here's your theme song. Down for a second. Ants on the floor dying. Shelby won't even look up, and Bert is working on chewing gum. He is so in character now. Even when he's just watching the show, he just sits and chews gum. This is like one of those things where you hear that Daniel Day-Lewis had to be carried off the set of My Left Foot because he refused to walk. But remember, it's got to get on the screen to work. All right, here we go. Check this out. This is where I want to live, in Yellowstone. They did a thing on CBS Sunday morning this week about the guy who just stays at Yellowstone all year, and he just knocks the snow off of things. And he's basically snowed in for 6 months. Just him and his books. And in my case, it would probably be heroin and coke, but at least a lot of opiates, if we don't want to trash it down to a heroin. But a nice, quiet, slow, falling just downed out, reading a book, falling asleep, smoking, burning down the cabin and the little. But it just seems like a beautiful way to live. All right, now watch this. Go ahead, hit it. Here comes the buffalo, and it's just running down the street, and it's just beautiful. Snow surrounded on both sides. I mean, who wouldn't want to be out there for this? And look, the buffalo gets closer and closer and comes right up to the car. Don't run into our car! Oh, oh my God! By the way, now,
Okay.
Here's the thing, okay? Did you notice how he lost his masculinity when he did the "don't run into our car"? That's what
he was scared.
That's what you did when I gave you the shoulder.
You're the buffalo. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I buffaloed you.
Yeah. But this buffalo only hit it once, though.
Isn't it great that the buffalo just feels like the need that we own this street? Oh, if we would have the sound up, it would have been spectacular.
There's up over here.
Slow hands. You gotta fucking pay attention, dude. JF in Iowa, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, what's up? From Ottawa, not Iowa. So I was thinking, I just got in the car. I heard you guys talk about all these weird names, and I don't know what it's about, but if you want to make a Western porno, you get Cock Holiday and Quiet Herb.
They got you, Fez. Cock Holiday and Quiet Herb.
That's me, Quiet Herb.
That would be Quiet Herpes. It's the joke.
Good one.
John in Miami.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Ron.
Yeah, what's up?
Hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, doesn't Fez sounds like a male version of BL? He's got like the same inflection in his voice.
His act has been a male version of BL for a long, long time.
I think male version of BL's a little redundant.
Oh,
man, shots fired.
Yeah, lesbians. Right? They're funny to talk about, lesbians. Here's some for you. It just says, shit, fuck Bert. Hop along, acidy. Let me buy you a sandwich, partner. I can't quit the show. Dallas Criers Club.
Oh.
Howdy Doody. Billy the Kid Toucher. And because you look like, since the last heart attack, you've lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
It just says stage 4 cancer, Marlboro Man. Why do you hide your laugh inside? Let it flow. You're an intern, but you can express yourself.
It's funny.
What team are you supporting?
The Red Sox.
You're a Red Sox fan from Jersey?
Yeah.
How does that happen, dude?
I can go into the story if you would like.
I do want it.
My father used to do a rotisserie fantasy baseball thing.
Yeah.
And he picked Manny Ramirez one year before he got traded to the Red Sox. So I was a Cleveland Indians fan before I was a Red Sox fan. But once Manny got traded, I fell in love with the team. And then 2003 happened, broke my heart. 2004 happened, made me the happiest person in the world. So I love my Red Sox.
But you're from Jersey.
So what?
Why aren't you a Yankees guy?
I hate the Yankees. I hate everything about the Yankees. Everything.
Why?
Because they're a loser organization that buys championships. And I don't want to hear anybody saying that we buy championships. We don't.
Yes, you do.
No, we
Every
don't.
team now out there today buys championship. This crazy shit that Chip is trying to do in Philly is all about salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know whether it's a good idea or bad idea, because I can't even tell how the game works anymore. I shouldn't, as a fan, be sitting around thinking salary cap, and yet they want me to. I should be just thinking about the players on the field, the type of offense, the type of defense.
I think that's a great trade for Philly.
Why? What's it do?
It gives you a great linebacker in Kiko Alonso.
The guy hasn't played in a year. It's an ACL out. We don't know.
We do.
The last time he ran, he started crying. Floyd in New Hampshire.
What you get there is Turd Burglar Ferguson.
All right. I might just call him dry gum. What's that gum made out of? Sand? Because you just squeeze it down to a dryness. It's almost like you're chewing on plastic.
It's a hard chew. It really is. I think it was pretty stale when I got it.
I'm waiting. My idea thing is when the bandit does 3 sentences in a row. That's when I'm going to ring the bell and start handing out prizes. All right. Let's head on over to the iBang right now. And this is... All right. So go to the top of it. 6 comedy giants who got their first television roles in sitcoms. So this is the first time the world ever saw Jim Carrey. Now, any of you guys Jim Carrey fans?
Yeah. Yeah. Old Jim Carrey.
So what year you're talking about was peak Jim Carrey?
Probably around 2004.
2004. So what film was that for you?
What was his last great film for me? Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty, you just thought, just genius.
It made me laugh.
Perfect. What about for you? Okay.
I think he's still funny. I enjoy him.
How about for you, Shelby?
Peak Jim Carrey was Liar Liar.
Liar Liar, which was 97, something like that?
So.
98, I think.
Now, I want you guys to know something. This is 1983. 1983. He's just a kid. There was a TV show called Buffalo Bill. Jim Carrey, probably 19, 20 years old, and comes in as a Jerry Lewis impersonator. Go ahead and hit this.
Oh, please, no.
Hey! I don't want that you should be... Oh, the crying is not... Because if laughing would... Well, I don't... And you could be... But crying is not... Oh! The papers! Oh, I'm getting... Oh, we need it in here.
That's one of the best Jerry Lewis impressions I've ever seen. It's unbelievable. I remember seeing Jim Carrey. First time I remember seeing him was on one of those like evening at the Improv things. And I was pretty, I'm going to admit something to you guys right now. I was hied up, okay? I was high. And when your mouth is getting dry, you're pretty high. And I was watching him do impressions. And his fucking face would turn into the people that he was doing impressions of. He did a James Dean, and it ended up with a... Just stop it, Chelps. It ended up him with doing a swan with his fucking wing broken, and the whole thing came close to freaking me out. It was so amazing. But it took years before, he got that first big movie.
That's true.
Let's go over to the next one. What's this one?
It's Adam Sandler on the Bill Cosby Show.
Now, if you read along with this, the thing is, if you look at this kid, if you would have been able to invest in his career at the time, you would have been set. Because there was no way to look like this kid had star quality. Go ahead, hit it. He's just almost the background player. Just one of the pals. You would have just thought, why is there a white guy on this show? All right, let's go to the next one.
I remember that episode.
You do?
Yeah.
Dice on MASH.
All right, now the TV show MASH, gigantic. If you remember when we talked to Dice during the Unmasked, he said that his whole career started just doing Jerry Lewis and John Travolta. He's more John Travolta than Jerry Lewis here. So just check him out. This is Dice Clay on the iBang.com.
How you doing, pal?
I guess I bumped my head, Doc.
Smells like you had a few dozen drinks to kill the pain.
Oh. Well, us Marines were just having a little party, too.
Yeah, I know. We almost called the cops on account of the noise.
Yeah, it was great. Me and this corporal decided to have a little Jeep race, backward. Boy, don't ever race a Jeep backward, Doc.
You remember Grease Lightning, rocking and rolling and whatnot. Dice Man. Now, of course, I don't remember seeing that at the time. I didn't remember it even in the past tense, but that's a great one. So the next one is...
Jon Stewart on The Nanny.
Jon Stewart on The Nanny. Had no idea about this one either.
Hi,
Bob.
God, look great.
Thanks. Oh, Bob, you can't park there. It's illegal.
Fran, I'm a doctor. I can park anywhere.
Even at a red curb, like in front of Ben and Jerry's?
Even at a fire hydrant in front of Loman's.
Here's the towel, sir. Go ahead and throw it in.
Why, you damn son of a bitch. This is Jon Stewart as a young doctor with a really underrated body on The Nanny. That was a knockout body that she always had.
It's the voice, though.
You like it or don't like it?
You. Cuts right through you.
I did an unmask with her, too. The voice stayed almost the whole time. Unlike the Bandit, who hasn't talked in quite a while. All right, this is funny. Back to the Cosby Show. This is young Gilbert Godfrey, which it's coming off almost like Muppet Babies. He's that young. He has a high voice, but the Gilbert gimmick is still down.
It's good to see you, Doctor.
How are you, Mr. Babbitt? What are you doing here?
I'm having my car serviced. What about you? You thinking about buying?
Well, I came to buy a station wagon, maybe.
A station wagon with all of your money. And look, what are these clothes you're wearing? I go into this guy's office. He wears designer sweaters. One of his sweaters costs more than my whole wardrobe. Who's this guy standing?
That's my son, Mr. Babbitt.
Hi, your name?
Theo.
Hi, Leo. It's very nice seeing you.
Oh, you're a doctor.
And how's Mrs. Huxtable?
Oh, so-so.
So-so. I heard she was made a partner in her law firm. She's in the biggest law firm in the country. Well, look, I wish I could stay here talking to you, but look, I gotta go home. I'm gonna tell Nancy I saw you,
Yes,
Dr. Huxtable.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Nice meeting you, Leo.
Theo. Now, what did you...
And why aren't we bringing up the fact that that's young Sinbad, who looks exactly like Sinbad now?
I thought it was Neil deGrasse Tyson at first.
Actually, Sinbad, if we ever wanted to do the Neil deGrasse Tyson story, Sinbad would be perfect to play that. All right, so those are all... Oh, Mitch Hedberg on that 70s show. Now, Mitch was really stretching his character on this one.
Number 10, your order is ready. Yeah, I'll be right there. Number 10, I have limited counter space. Please remove your hot dog.
All right. I don't see why you can't just service our food, Frank. We are paying customers, you know.
Hey, I did not lose a leg in Vietnam so that I could serve hot dogs to teenagers.
You have both your legs, Frank.
Like I said, I did not lose a leg in Vietnam.
All right, so that's all these big comedians. Their first time on a sitcom. Who came off the best? Bert.
Best was Gilbert.
Shelby.
Jon Stewart. He's totally unlike him in real life.
Boys.
Mitch.
And what about for you, MK?
I wish we got to see more of it, but I like Jim Carrey still. So I'm going to keep going.
Jim Carrey just did 3 minutes of that, and I got to agree with you. I think he exploded onto that one. Although I really do want to go back and see that MASH episode with the Dice Man. These are all up on the iBang. Really, really cool stuff. Billy, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, it's good to hear from the Bandit. I was just wondering if Bandit was listening a couple days ago when this guy Fez had his K-corn all puckered up. He was about to spew on you some vitriol and some hatred. For some reason, we could never figure out why he was so upset with you, Ronnie.
Whatever it was, I'm sure it was my fault. But let me take the time to apologize right now, Fez.
You got nothing to apologize for. I don't know what you're talking about. You want to see someone with a temper? Get on Lonnie Anderson's bad side.
All right, quickie. Aaron, New Mexico. Aaron.
Hey, what's up, Ronnie? How are you doing?
Great.
Good. I wanted to turn you on to a friend of mine's band called Kill Mama. They're from Florida. They're going on their first tour. They're a young band. I think you love them, dude. They're fucking badass.
They're called Kill Mama?
Yeah. Their best performance you could see is on YouTube. It's called under this thing called Art Fuzz, Young at Art Museum. But It's a guy and a girl. She plays drums, she sings, and he plays guitar, and that's about it. But
That's it.
fucking awesome.
Very white stripes. All right, we'll look out for it. Kill Mama, and they're from Florida. All right,
Yeah.
thanks, dude. Peace.
Thanks, brother.
I just got this message sent to us. It's bad news for everybody out there. So I'm going to just ask everybody to try to settle themselves, because this is going to be a tough one to hear, especially for you, Fez. Jeffrey Gurian will not make it in today due to snow. The subways are not running. Ding dong, the Gurian, the Gurian, the Gurian. Ding dong, the Gurian's not here. I love it when we all jump in together like that. You know what it feels like to me? A team, but if a team was a solo.
I never thought that he couldn't jump around. I thought he could just brave every element.
I guess he can't slide around. I don't think he wants anything to happen to his blue suede shoes. So the blizzard of 2015 has gotten so bad that people underground can't move. We'll break. Right back. Ron and Fez Show.
Ron and Fez on Raw Dog Comedy Hits, Channel 99.
Yeah, buddies, it's the Ron and Fez Show. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. In a couple of minutes, we are going to pick the winner of the Bandit Caption Contest. If you want to see that, it's up on the Ron and Fez Twitter. Fez Watley dyed his mustache black, put on an old kind of faded cowboy shirt, and a black hat, and considered that his work for the day. So when that caption comes in, these three guys, you guys have all discussed it together, huh? Who's the jury head? Who's the one who's going to make the announcement?
He pointed to MK pointed at me, so I guess.
Is this the way you stand up in life? Kate pointed to me. You got to be able to jump in there and say, "I want some mic time."
I'll do it.
You know what? Your mom's right about you.
No, don't.
You don't push enough. No. You're a funny, entertaining young man, but you don't push yourself up front enough. You better talk to her about that.
Every day.
She's right.
Every day.
You're like, oh, I don't want... And Kay pointed at me, so I guess I'll do it. Jump up there. Assert yourself. All right, my date today, my meeting, is stronger than the storm. And they definitely want a turkey burger. So, for people keeping at home, I'm still on today. Winner of the Fez Watley Bandit.
We,
Captain.
the jury,
find
that Dallas Criers Club is the winner.
Really? Out
Dallas
of all those
Criers.
funny jokes. Which one of you won, by the way, over the other two people? Whose was Dallas Criers Club's first?
We all kind of like saw it, and we all just chuckled to ourselves. So we figured.
Who did it, by the way?
Who did? Brandon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Morano. Maiorano.
And what did they win? Boy, I gotta have a producer over these guys. It's a big contest. You announce the winning thing, the person's name, and the prize.
I got a prize I'll throw out there for him.
What's that?
How about Waterboy, signed by Henry Winkler?
That's something. Henry Winkler, Waterboy. There you go. Place is going crazy for it. There they go.
Right, there we go.
All right. Fez, you had something you wanted to talk about, you said?
Well, need a little advice here. Are you allowed...
The Advice Show.
Is a person allowed to check
The Advice Show.
with somebody else's doctor to see exactly what's going on with a medical condition?
Yeah, I do it to people all the time. I just call up doctors and I see how my neighbors are doing. No, I don't think so. I mean, you'd have to be, like, maybe if you were the spouse, but there's got to be some kind of, privilege between a doctor, right? I know they won't even tell you on the phone if there's something. They'll say, come on down here.
Yeah,
and you go, why? Because I'm dying? Is that why you're here?
Yeah.
You don't want to say it why I'm so close to the knives?
I don't know how much of the
Advice Show.
Real story, how much of the story I'm getting from the patient.
Well, give me the example. What's going on?
There's a problem with my sister. She said she got a bad diagnosis from the doctor.
A bad diagnosis mean he did it wrong, or she didn't like the diagnosis?
No, that diagnosis would be really bad news.
Yeah.
So I asked more and more questions about it, but I wasn't getting like straight answers. And my family, you may not know this, tend to panic. So,
all right, I'll write it down. Let me know what it is. This is Bert. I guess Bert's sister. So that would mean a new one?
Just in uncharted territory there, because don't know exactly if a new one could even happen.
Would you give yours?
Sure.
Oh man, I would love it then.
You get the bandit liver.
Yeah. Way to give the whole thing away. Why are we writing shit down? I don't know. I would think that at the very least, she would have to say to her doctor, blah, blah, blah. But maybe when she goes to see the doctor again, they could say, could we call my brother and tell her what's, why we're all here together?
Yeah, because I was saying, what exactly did the doctor say?
But even though as close as you two are, you're still not the husband even.
No.
But I don't know if they ever will share that.
That seems like something like not an issue with the doctor, but more of an issue of like why that person wouldn't tell you if you were that close to them that you'd feel comfortable calling their doctor.
Well, first of all, let's suppose that I'm a doctor, right?
Right.
And there's something wrong with Fez. How many people am I going to explain that to? Right?
Yeah.
Do I want to explain it to him, his brother, his sister, his buddies? I want to tell one person the story. The person who's coming in there with that goddamn shiny card that I'm going to bank that shit. So I doubt very much. And let's suppose this. Suppose that you were up for a new job or whatever. Do you want a company being able to call up and say, tell me everything that's in Fez's history? I don't think that goes down that way. If anyone knows the bandit's question, well, can you call somebody else's doctor? It seems to me like crazy.
The Advice Show. The Advice Show.
Here's Brian in Austin. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I got a spy report.
Yeah. Spy report? Oh, good.
Spy report. Yeah. Spy report.
Thank you. This might change Fez's outlook on ISIS, but apparently ISIS is now throwing gay men off of buildings. They're releasing videos on the internet right now.
That's a sucky thing ISIS is doing there.
That's true. All right, there it is. There's the political lineup. Hank is a surgeon and can answer the bandit's question.
Yeah, hi, Ron.
Hey.
Hey, Fez. Sorry to hear about your sister.
Yeah, so would I be able to check in with her doctor and try to, I'm not getting...
He's got it all. Just tell us what the...
Sorry.
Just tell us...
The answer is no. It's a federal law called HIPAA, HIPAA. And a doctor will not disclose with a spouse or a close relative or anything.
Nobody.
In fact, no. Unless the patient gives the physician permission.
Right.
Which is a reasonable thing to ask your sister to do.
Well, yeah, particularly like I imagine if you're talking to a surgeon or a doctor and you're hearing this news, you're very nervous. It's better to have a spouse or, in this case, an uncomfortably close brother in there to help do the thinking and figuring and jotting notes down and remembering things. So that would make sense.
Yeah, I agree, Ron. As a doctor, it's sometimes helpful for the doctor to have the family member there.
Yeah.
To kind of take some of the pressure off the patient or to diffuse the situation.
I was there for Fez the other day when we were told he needs to gas a little more. He's retaining too much gas.
It was tough to hear.
Yeah. After an EKG and everything else that was done, he's just keeping high gas.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a real condition. But that's
it's something that they tell people who are hypochondriacs.
It's painful, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I guess we do blame a lot of things on gas, but we say a lot of things that aren't true.
Yeah, but something had to get us out of that place after 4 hours. All right, thanks, Hank. So there's the short answer, Fez. No, you can't do that behind her back. She was, I guess, very distraught.
Yeah, very distraught, and when I kept trying to ask questions about, what the doctor was saying, I just wasn't getting clear answers.
I don't know whether you realize this, but in this glib character, it really comes off bad instead of caring.
Oh, yeah, I care a lot.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing.
I know if there's even parents that are divorced, if they have kids and they're like different custody, if like the dad took the son to the doctor, there's something bad and the mom called up, they couldn't even give that to her. She'd have to like fill out some whole form. It's the whole thing.
What was wrong with you? You said your intestines were all knotted up from being pushed from one family to the other?
Right.
It's always sad when someone tells a story of their expertise and you know where they got it from. He was being used by a ping pong ball by these two people. Ah, poor slow hands. Justin in Minnesota. Yeah.
Dirty Sam Fez.
Yeah, we already moved on for that though, but thanks, Justin. Dirty Sam Fez.
He's a little light.
His loafers?
No, I said late.
Oh, late. I thought he said light.
I said light too.
Yeah. Anybody thought he said late?
I thought I heard late.
All right, we got one late. Chubbs?
Yeah, I heard light.
Okay. 3-1 on the lights over lights. You're like fucking Christian Leitner. So what are you going to do about this, Bandit?
Well, I guess what I have to do is check with the SES, see if I can call the doc.
I don't know if you can just call the doc. I think you'd have to be there while she's being told.
Oh, so even if I have permission,
yeah, I don't
not
know whether
over the
it works.
phone.
I don't know if a doctor wants to keep explaining the story over and over, is what I'm saying. You have to remember that they have a lot of patients, right? So I don't know if they just want to keep telling, oh, your brother in New York is curious. Sure. Let me push, instead of operating on someone, I'll talk to him on the phone for a half an hour. Now, if he's gay, on the other hand, well, maybe there's a little hookup. Long distance, reach around. First time in history, they're calling this on the news. The storm that stopped Gurion. The man used to jump around is now snowed in. He had a major cool guest for us today, too.
I hope he has like enough food and he just doesn't get it at comedy clubs.
All right, now we're being told he just texts me. I don't know what's going on with my producers. I'm here. I took a taxi. He's been standing in there.
Wait, first I was waiting for that call from my major guest, so
Yeah.
I was going to leave an hour early because the snow was crazy before. And by the time I could leave the house, I got to the subway. It was very icy. And by the way, in the past few days, 2 people that I know fell and got seriously hurt on the ice. So I was really nervous about that. You know,
you didn't want to fall on the ice.
Well, I wanted to fall on the ice. I just didn't want to get seriously hurt.
Yeah.
One girl had to have surgery yesterday, and this guy I was supposed to meet this afternoon fell yesterday and got pretty badly hurt. But then I read a story in the paper today about a guy who climbed the falls, Niagara Falls. Did you read about that?
Niagara Falls.
Slowly I turned. He actually climbed. Niagara Falls froze, and I'm like, if this fucking guy can climb Niagara Falls, I can figure out a way to get to 49th and 6th.
See, I was told that you already weren't coming. And I was just calling this the snowstorm that stopped Gurion. The
Nothing
man who's
stops
supposed to be able to jump around.
Exactly.
But he doesn't slide around.
But neither rain nor snow nor sleet. That was my motto.
Will keep you from doing. Well, you've been doing a lot lately. I'm imagining your major guest is not going to make it in today, right?
He's trying for tomorrow, actually. Yeah,
That's really wild.
He had some stuff going on, and we're texting back and forth, and he wants him to try him in the morning. And he's looking forward to coming in.
Was the stuff snow?
No, I think it was something on the show, on the TV show. He referred to it as a clusterfuck, which was not. So I don't think that was pertaining to the weather. He was willing to come out in the weather. It's just that he's in the midst of this big show. And
well, you did a big show the other night. You did this giant show. You did the red carpet for the night of, is it Too Many Stars?
Night of Too Many Stars, and there were too many. Oh my God! I mean,
this thing gets bigger every year.
Huge. It's just huge. It's the 6th one that they've done. Jon Stewart said they've raised already like $18 million for raising awareness for autism and educational programs.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was just a phenomenal event. But what made this one really different is that Comedy Central must have had some great writers, and they created stuff that I had never seen before. Each of the stars came out and auctioned off a particular thing. Like John Oliver came out, and I'm allowed to say this, by the way. There's no embargo according to Comedy Central. We could talk about it.
Okay.
It's airing this Sunday night.
But is it a
they give
spoiler
people
alert?
permission.
Should we spoiler alert on this?
Well, I won't tell all the details.
Yeah.
You could say spoiler alert to some degree, but like, I'll give you an example. John Oliver came out and auctioned off the ability to commit a crime with him, which is
it rape? If they would have Bill Cosby do that, it would have been fantastic.
Nobody knew what it was going to be, and this girl won. You know, people were pledging all kinds of money, like usually in the area of $25,000.
Wow!
To commit, to do each of these things
one
with
of these
the celebrities.
weird things.
Yeah,
now
like
this
Louis
stuff is
CK did
filmed.
one.
They're going to be put on TV.
Yeah, well, the show is 3.5 hours, so I don't know how long the actual show is, or if they're going to use everything.
When is it? Sunday night?
Sunday night.
Sunday
night at 8 on Comedy Central. They got the pre-recorded portion that was at the Beacon on February 28th. Then they're going to have live phone bank as wraparounds around the comedy special.
But we're going to be able to watch the comedy special.
Yeah, you'll get the comedy special and still be able to call in and donate.
Here's my big beef with this.
Is it going to run 3.5 hours?
I believe so, yeah.
Really? Oh, okay, cool.
Here's my big beef with this. Why does everything got to be on Sunday night? I got 900 shows to watch on Sunday nights now.
Well, you're supposed to tape some of them, right?
I tape them all. Yeah. But it takes me the whole week to watch them.
To watch them. I know, that's the thing. That's why there was the Academy Awards I stayed home to watch, because I knew if I taped it, I'm not going to have 3 hours to sit around and watch.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was cool. It was definitely cool. But the Too Many Stars was just amazing. Sarah Silverman did a special thing. Paul Rudd did something that I don't think anybody else would have ever done. I'll just say this, that a guy chewed food and spit it into his mouth.
That sounds like it all. There's more than that.
He let some guy, not even a girl,
he
a
did
guy.
the baby bird gimmick.
Baby bird, yeah, chewed up a chicken and spit it into Paul Rudd's mouth. And that was unbelievable. The audience they went crazy.
Yeah, that's the old baby
insane.
bird gimmick.
You knew of that? Really? I never heard of that.
Well, we got it from the birds. We steal that from birds.
Where we steal a lot of things.
I used to have to feed Fez like that after his heart attack. You couldn't chew your own food.
By the way, when I came into the room, I thought you were Randy Jones.
Me, Randy.
Did you dye it, or is that just one on top of yours?
Randy Jones.
Because it looks great.
You're a guy who understands comedy, right? Do you see what he's trying to say with this? Do you get it?
The message?
Yeah.
There's a message behind it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a good look.
All right, see, Randy Jones is who I called you. That's the YMCA guy, right?
Yeah, from the Village People.
From the Village People. I don't know
like
other
that.
names.
Yeah. Well, I happen to know Randy because I know him a long time. I don't know the other guys at all. But Randy's still out and about, and he's always at parties, and he's wearing a cowboy hat and a black mustache.
It's very Randy Jones. All right, so no, he's not doing Randy Jones, but that makes more sense than what he is doing. Who did you get to talk to at Night of 1,000 Stars?
I spoke to just about everybody. I got a great interview with Steve Carell.
Wow,
to tell you
is that a first for you?
Yeah, it was, and I was nervous, and I told him I was nervous. I didn't expect him. He wasn't on the tip sheet, and all of a sudden he's on the red carpet. And red carpets are really intense.
No, they're crazy.
You don't have time. There's no time to prepare, even if you have notes, because you don't know what order they're coming in, and they're coming down a line, and some people question them, and they keep them for a very long time, and then 3 people approach you at the same time, and you have to make a quick choice. Do I talk to Sarah Silverman? Do I talk to Amy Schumer? Who am I going to, it's crazy.
You're in a Sophie's Choice situation.
Yeah, who do I kill?
Which baby do you kill?
Yeah, exactly. So, well, I wound up being able to speak to just about everybody. I spoke to Amy Schumer and Sarah Silverman. We did a fun thing. Jim Gaffigan was the last on the red carpet, and they were pulling him into the show, but he stopped off to do a quick thing with me, which was very cool.
Nice.
He was there with his wife Jeannie, and they have a new show, the Jim Gaffigan show on TV Land, with all his kids. I told him he needed more kids.
I saw his wife do a lot of stuff with him when he was doing that late night show, and he had the kids. I think his wife played like the sidekick thing, but she's very involved in his career.
Very involved, right? Writes a lot of stuff.
I figured that,
and he talks about her a lot. Brings her into everything that he does. Because I think a lot of people don't realize. One day. Well, that would be great. I would love to bring her in. She'd be a great guest. She's got a lot to say, and she thanks to her, they have those 5 kids.
They have 5 kids, and they live in the Lower East Side.
Yeah,
not an easy deal to pick. Most people, once they have 5 kids, they move far out into the suburbs. They keep their 5 kids in the Lower East Side,
and it's so great because they appear in his shows. Last summer in Montreal, it was the cutest thing. He hosted one of the galas. Every year at the Just for Laughs Festival. It's the biggest comedy festival in the world, and they have about 5 or 6 galas hosted by really big stars. So Jim hosted one, and he had his children come out and open for him. And they range in age from like 2 to 9 or something like that. And they were so cute, and each of them had something to say, but the 2-year-old didn't want to stay on stage. He kept running off the stage. It was really, really cute. And a
lot of the kids that age are just undirectable. I mean, they're so unprofessional.
It's so hard. That's why you find and you find very few infants who take good direction as well. It's very hard.
You know who I saw you on with your site, and I adore her? It's the little girl from Modern Family.
Oh, Aubrey Anderson Emmons.
She's so little,
cute, yeah.
And is very deadpan. How did you meet her? How are you meeting children? Is what I'm worried about.
Her dad is a really good friend of mine.
Is that right?
Her dad is Kent Emmons, and her mom is a comedian, Amy Anderson. And I know them for many years. Kent used to own, he started All Comedy Radio, and then he had National Lampoon Radio. And we met many years ago, and I stay at their house when I'm out in L.A. very often.
Do they know it?
Do they know? They will now. If they listen to this, they'll find out. I wait till they're away, and I break in. So it was funny. That happened to be like she was 4 years old.
Yeah.
And it was when she first got Modern Family. And
you're doing a docuseries now called Jinxed on HBO, and it's so good.
I'm doing it?
So strong, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't want to give it away for everybody. We're into episode 4, but it's just blood-curdling. I want to bring up another thing with you.
Okay.
I know I want the snow to slow us down here, but you got a roast coming up.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. It's a big roast. We're roasting Curtis Lewa, the head of the Guardian Angels, and Ron Kuby, his radio partner.
Together?
The ultra liberal lawyer. Yeah, we're roasting him at the same time at Gotham Comedy Club this coming Monday, as a matter of fact. Monday night, 7 p.m. Rich Voss is the roast master. It's going to be crazy. Bonnie McFarlane is on there. Kurt Metzger.
Jesus Christ, you got great people doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. Gino Bisconte, Aaron Berg, Stone and Stone, the Stone Brothers. They do the Friars Rock. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, Adam and Todd Stone. Very, very funny. Twins that talk at the same time.
That's funny.
They're very, very good. Very good. And they actually were in the Friars contest, So You Think You Can Roast. Mm-hmm. I don't remember if they won or not, but they were in the finals, maybe. They're very, very good. And Chuck Nice, who I've brought on the show here. Chuck Nice is great. So it's going to be a fantastic roast. And there's still some tickets left.
You're kidding me.
No, there's a few tickets left. So
A night like this and there's tickets left?
well, it's Thursday and the event is Monday. So you know what happens? A lot of people don't
Right.
make up their mind till the last minute. We've already sold a lot of tickets, but there are a few left, and people can call the Gotham Comedy Club.
Everybody in the show is great. Everybody in that show is great.
It's a fantastic lineup.
And,
Boss is going to be amazing.
You know, Curtis Wheeler is really one of the more interesting all-time New York people. I mean, when he did the Guardian Angels, right?
He still is the head of the Guardian Angels.
Well, now we don't need him.
Yeah,
But back then,
back in the day, right?
Back in the day, it was like, holy shit. I remember seeing something on Curtis Wheeler before they even called themselves the Guardian Angels.
Yeah, they were the something 12.
13 or something?
The 13, yes. The something 13. Actually, yeah, you're right.
And I think CBS did something on him. And I'm like, what a nutty idea. Those guys are going to get
He
killed.
saved Restaurant Row, man. You know, in those days, I was his dentist, and he used to come to me all beat up because he would be in physical
physically
fights.
fight every day.
Physical fights. Some guy once threw him over a railing. He stopped this guy who had a shotgun in the subway, and the guy threw him over a railing. And he would come to me to patch him up, you know, and...
people around the country have to notice, when he was doing that shit, right? This place could have changed their name to Death Wish. I mean, it was just like that Charles Bronson movie. Everyone watched that Charles Bronson movie and just went like this. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Got it.
Uh-huh.
I just saw something on the Lower East Side and just how burnt out it was years ago. And now it's some of the highest rents in the city.
Yes. Isn't that amazing?
But at the time, you wouldn't go near Alphabet City at all. You wouldn't go
Unless
near
you
it.
were scoring drugs. That was the only reason anybody would go there.
You know what is great? The bravery the people who want to take drugs will have, and the lack of prejudice. A person that wants to, and by the way, and I won't give away the sobriety, but I'll just call him, for the sake of this, the roast master. The roast master would have no problem back in those days of going into Harlem 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, because that's the allure that has.
There's no fear when you're in the grips of an addiction.
Yeah.
And that's one of the ways of explaining addiction, that you will risk everything that's important to you to fulfill that satisfaction that you need for that addiction. So you'll sacrifice your life even. You'll go into places people don't think. Because once that phenomenon of craving starts, nobody's strong enough to stand up to that.
So I brought this up on the show before. No one understands anyone else's addiction. Like, I get like drug addictions, alcohol addictions, but if someone says gambling addiction, I go, no.
Really? You don't see it? Because it's all about pleasure. Look, I have it to chocolate. I can still buy a pack of 2 cupcakes and swear I'm going to eat one today and one tomorrow. And I eat the first one and I start thinking about the second one, and then I take a slice of it. And then I go to try to do my work, but that second cupcake is on my mind. And
you go back.
I go back. I keep slicing it until it's gone. And the interesting thing is, it's so psychological because I don't run down in the street and buy a second pack. I'm satisfied with that one, but I must eat everything that's there.
Everything is in the place.
And people do that with food, with drugs, with shopping.
Fez would do a thing, and this might sound crazy to people, but everybody's always wanted Fez because of his diet to get on one of those programs where they deliver the food to you and then you heat it up.
Yeah, those healthy diets. Yeah.
So what would happen to him, he would get it on a Monday. By Wednesday, he had eaten his entire week's worth of food. And you're like, but all you got to do is follow the directions. But the thought, so you just don't keep any food in your house?
No. Right now, there is maybe half a jar of peanut butter. That's the only food in my house.
You don't have crackers or bread?
Nope.
Why do you have peanut butter if you don't have crackers or bread?
The bread ran out before the peanut butter.
Yeah.
But if I go grocery shopping, I'm going to eat everything in the house.
Why?
It's there.
Because food is a drug, man. It's accepted. It's just, food is totally a drug. And it's a mood changer.
Here's what I'm going to do to you. Yeah. I'm going to bring you in and have a chair made out of chocolate. And I'm not going to say anything. We're going to say, here's your chair, Jeffrey. And if you start eating it, then a whistle will go off and we'll all win prizes.
You know, I've had the experience of actually being nauseous from eating chocolate and watching myself take another piece. I'm seeing my hand go, and I'm thinking to myself, intellectually, I know, what, you're fucking crazy. You already feel sick, and you're taking another piece. It seems that the smallest amount of pleasure that I get from that other piece of chocolate outweighs the fact that I'm already sick. That's how strong an addiction is.
I could never buy...
I'm sorry, go ahead, Bert.
I could never buy a half gallon of ice cream.
Do you make yourself throw up? Do you understand bulimia and anorexia?
I understand it in the concept that I'm open to it. I've never had that problem. I don't have a food problem that way. But
Do you understand people's phobias?
I do understand people's phobias. I understand that an anorexic person looks in the mirror and they see heavy. Because I've known girls that were anorexic and also that conquered anorexia.
But you also called them chubby.
Never.
Now,
I try not to comment on
do you
people's
understand
appearance.
cutters?
Yeah, I understand all of that. When I say understand, I'm open to the concept. People develop. There's only so many things that a human being can experience, and there's only so many habits that a human being can create. If you try to name all the habits, maybe you'll get to 10 or 12. Like I always talk about stuttering. I look at stuttering as a bad habit. I developed that for myself. I created it as a result of what I think was tension or stress in my life. People bite their nails, they twist their hair, they tap their fingers nervously, they have a twitch. But if you try to list the number of habits, you'll run out at maybe 10 or 12. You
Fez,
can't.
when I was sitting next to you, how many times the other day when we did the other studio, how many times I would just reach over and stop you from scratching at yourself? Or
At least 24.
Yeah. No, you're not even aware that you do that?
No, not until like you're pointing it out.
But when I would just go, while I'm talking on the air, I would just take his hand and pull it off. He'd be scratching it to himself.
That's the definition of a habit. You do it involuntarily. There's no thought involved. It's a response to some trigger, some internal trigger. And that's how I looked at stuttering, that I was, I created that for myself. There was really nothing wrong with me.
Every time someone brings up the habit, I have this recollection from 5th grade. We were on I don't know what you would call this thing. It's just like a circle that goes around. It's like the type of things they put hobby horses on. But for little kids, you just push it and then you ride on it.
It's got the little bars.
Yeah. What's that called?
I think it's a carousel. It's not a merry-go-round.
I know we never called it a carousel. I don't know what we called it, though.
One kid goes on it at a time?
No. Different kids, and you're all pushing the bars, and then you jump on and you ride it around.
It's a circle.
It's like
four
a
kids can
playground.
fit on it.
It's like a playground toy.
And 4 kids can fit out and they hold on to a bar and the thing spins.
But you don't call it a merry-go-round. But it's set up if there were horses on it, it'd be a merry-go-round.
A merry-go-round, okay.
Right. So, and your word habit always makes me remember this thing. It was big trouble for me. So we're all pushing this thing around. Now, at that time, as you can remember, the schools, the busing was all happening, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it was me, a couple of white kids, but mostly black kids. So we get this thing going as fast as we can. And then this chant started that I'm going to admit that we got from the black kids. I consider it early rap.
Okay.
So we're all chanting in 5th grade, pussy is my habit. I got to have it. Pussy is my habit. I got to have it. So we get busted, right? And we're all brought in one at a time. Who started this chant? What do you know what it means? All that kind of shit. You had a picture of it up.
It's like early gangster rap. Huh?
Yeah. There's the picture. What are they calling it?
Yeah, people put those in their gardens or stuff, like for kids to play in their backyard.
Yeah.
But I never saw that in the city. I grew up in the Bronx. I never saw that.
You never saw one of those in Central Parks?
I don't think so. Oh, it was in it was in your school?
Yeah, it was in my
your
school, yeah. Shelby, do you have a fucking name? You're on that side of it.
I'm seeing merry-go-round, but I don't think
what's wrong
that.
with the word merry-go-round? That's one of the words that could be called.
Go to where it's at. Go to the page that it's on.
All right, what's a teeter-totter? Is that a fucking seesaw?
That's a seesaw.
A teeter-totter is a seesaw.
I would never call it a teeter-totter.
But you know what's amazing about that story that you told, that you remember it like it was yesterday?
First of all, I remember it because the excitement level, we got this thing going fast. We're screaming about pussy. But then that whole thing of being brought in one at a time and being in serious trouble. Who said what? Who said the other? We all got detention. So we were all forced into detention for like a week. And then we'd be like this, like if the teacher went, pussy is my habit. I got to have it. Pussy is my habit.
Did you even know what pussy was in those days?
Yeah, I know what it was, but it really wasn't my habit, if I'm going to be fucking totally honest with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't get all that close to it. I got close enough right next, but I was a little more interested in bare tit at that age. All right, so we decided it's a merry-go-round, And I'm fairly sure we didn't call it that at my school.
We didn't call it that in my school.
What'd you call it?
I think we called it carousel.
That's effeminate. That's the same as a merry-go-round. There's no difference. A carousel is what a merry-go-round is. You know what I mean? Like they call that thing in Central Park with the hobby horses a carousel. That's not.
I'm amazed that you even had shit like that at your school. I had nothing. We had a blue line that we used to play punch ball, and we tried to punch over the blue.
Oh, yeah.
That was all we had.
Oh, yeah. My dad worked. You know what I mean? Things were going okay. We were at Marcus Hook Elementary.
We played Skelly. That was it. I mean, we didn't have any fancy things to play on in the schools that I went to.
Garrison, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, Ron. Hey, it actually is a merry-go-round. A carousel is what has the horses and everything on it.
Okay. So anything that spins is just a merry-go-round. Anything
It's just
that
a
horses.
merry-go-round. And then when we were kids, we had one like that was mechanical. It had levers on it. We called it a pumper. And, like, you could actually get it going, and then you could, like, mechanically pump it to go faster and faster.
Shelby, go back to this thing. Go back to that horse with the spring on it. All right. Did you ever see one of these before? Shelby just had it up, the horse with the spring. They had one of these down there, right? But the horse...
Oh, I remember the horse with the spring.
Yeah, well, you just bounce on it, right?
Like a bronc,
but here's the thing.
Exactly.
The fucking horse part came off, and there was just a sharp, big spring. that sharp spring was still there. Also, on that same playground, Marcus Hook Elementary, our slide, or sliding board is what we called it, had like a big jagged thing on the right part of it would rip your pants. So you had to go down and try to stick to the left, sometimes even on your side. It was very exciting.
Was it made out of metal? Because those in the
we were
hot
metal
weather,
days.
in the hot
Yeah.
weather, you burn your skin off on those things. It was crazy.
Everything was metal then. Jungle Gym.
Yeah, everything was metal then. But it's funny. Merry-go-round. I get kids always like to go around in a circle. Kids like to be dizzy. I think that's what starts kids wanting to get high.
I
spin
would
around
agree
in
with
a
you.
circle, right?
I got busted for that when I was little, just turning around like a deadhead,
Spinning around in
and
a
my
circle,
parents
right,
would be
to
like,
make it-
"Stop it!" And I think they know you're trying to fuck with your equilibrium.
Right, you're trying to fuck with your sense of the world. Like, let's see what it feels like to be dizzy. I wonder how many of those kids go on to be addicts, right?
From what I could see, all of them.
Probably.
From that school. It's crazy, though. Like, there is something to be said at a very early age. Like, you can see the kids are a little too into sugar. You know what I mean? You can see...
There are
like,
tendencies. Kids have tendencies, yeah. But it's just amazing what sticks out in our minds. I spoke to a girl yesterday that I knew in college. I haven't spoke to her all these years. And I always had such a crush on her. And somebody reconnected us. And she's been married for a long time. But she reminded me of stories. I went to Puerto Rico when I was 20 years old, and I forgot the address of where I was staying. So I was walking along the beach in Puerto Rico in a woolen suit, a brown woolen suit, yelling out, "Melanie!"
Oh, my God.
Hoping to find the girl who told me to come and stay with her. And I actually found somebody who knew where she was, told me. I had left my luggage in a store. I said, "Could you please watch this for me? I don't know where to go." And I'm walking on the beach in a heavy suit in Puerto Rico, and I found this girl, and I wound up having to sleep in a bed with a junkie. It turned out she didn't know that I was coming. I don't know where I was at in those days, but I went there. I found her. She gives me the apartment, and I'm sleeping, and a guy comes in and gets into bed with me, and he says, "I'm allowed to use this bed also." I couldn't believe that. I'm laying in Puerto Rico with a strange guy. You ever do that, Fez?
Not yet, have you, Fezzy?
No.
Don't do it in
Not
Puerto
by
Rico.
choice or otherwise.
Do it here. Don't go all the way to Puerto Rico.
That whole thing's a turn off feel?
Sleeping with junkies, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Somebody's gonna
very
sleep with
strange. I left as soon as I could, basically. I did not stay.
Where were you, San Juan?
That was in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And
I like the other side of the island.
I only went twice when I was 20 and 21. I just
One time you
went
wore
by
a parka.
myself. Pardon me?
One time you wore a parka.
I wore a parka. I like to wear winter clothes in the summer. It's
But I agree with you. I've had memories that once they'll come back, I start to think about it, and more memories will attach to it. Mm-hmm. But they also say you cannot trust your memories. It's why Brian Williams has gotten in trouble. They're doing this with Bill O'Reilly, where he remembers this one thing, but now he's put himself into the situation. And they even have the tape of him being in New York, being told that guy that we're looking for killed himself. But he told the story later as I was standing on the front stoop and I heard the bang, right? I think we all kind of do shit like that.
Well, they say, if you tell a story enough, if you embellish a story enough, especially comedians do that to try to make a story funnier.
Right, yeah.
After a while, you start to believe that really happened. I don't know about the Brian Williams thing, if you can actually believe that you were under fire when you weren't. I mean,
but what if you told the story 200 times?
You might. I
know what I mean?
The mind
Like,
plays crazy tricks on you. But why tell it the first time at all?
Well, the first time you're like, hey, this was crazy. We're over there. I'm scared shitless in a helicopter. Then I find out the helicopter right before me was under fire.
Under fire. And it could have easily been mine.
Yeah. And then that just keeps
It
going.
could have easily been mine. Yeah,
in
for
that
sure.
direction.
It's interesting to find out what other people remember about you.
I don't want to hear their opinions.
You don't want to hear? No, not
Yeah.
their opinion, but what they remember about you at certain stages of your life. Like, because we all have an image of ourselves, of how we think we are,
Right.
but you never know how other people perceive you.
Well, there's a lot of times that people say to you, like, oh, yeah, back then I wanted to talk to you, but you were going to standoffish. I'm like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
You're the motherfucker that didn't come up and talk to somebody. How am I the standoffish one?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, that people have these ideas of you that don't really jibe with the way you think about yourself.
Yeah. Like, Fez, would you think that you're a sensitive person?
Yeah.
But then a lot of people like that have been interns and shit probably see you as an aggressive person. Like, how many times have we heard from people, they would say this, it used to be scarier for me to be in trouble with Fez than it was for Ron. Isn't that hard to believe?
No, I can understand it because I'm very mild-mannered. But if on the rare times when I lose my temper and I yell at someone, they take it very hard because I'm not usually like that.
Right.
And so it's shocking to people. So Fez is usually kind of mild-mannered.
But then
and
he
so
also
if
holds on to it too. Where I'll just
well,
do my
sensitive people do that. They
Yeah, I'll
hold
do my
on to
yell and let go of it.
Yeah, I remember The Grudge. Sometimes I can't remember why The Grudge,
Yeah,
but I
you
remember The
that
Grudge.
it's there. Yeah, sensitive people hold on to things because we feel things very deeply.
So what do you get from holding on to the grudge? What is that? What's the benefit?
So that I don't end up being friends with that person again.
So you don't feel like a victim again.
Right.
See, that's
So
the
it doesn't
thing.
happen again.
If you get to most people, they do negative things hoping to have positive outcomes. You know what I mean? Like what we perceive as negative. Everybody always does something because they think it's a positive outcome.
There's a concept that's very important about what Fez just said. Sensitive people, first of all, you have to cop to owning your sensitivity and not look at it as a weakness. But then you have to censor your life. There are certain people that you have to eliminate from your life because they're negative influences. And if they've done something to you, they will probably do it again.
Okay, then
so
let
it's
me just
important
say
to be
this.
able to let go of certain people.
This is mind blowing for me.
Okay.
I'll just say it quickly. Get out, Jeffrey. Oh God, that's such a relief. That I was able to do that.
And do it so cleanly.
Yeah,
too.
do it
Just
without
like,
even.
get the fuck out.
Sometimes insensitive people, it's easy for us just to do things.
I wasn't referring to you as being insensitive. I was
No, I'm
saying
very
that a lot of people look at sensitivity as a weakness. And they go through their life. I did. For a long time, my sensitivity overwhelmed me, and it was fucked up. It was really hard for me to function. And so when you see somebody who doesn't get who you are, you try not to involve them in your life.
Out of all the people here, who do you think is the most sensitive? Because I have my own vote. And by the way, it's not Fez. It's not you. It's Shelby. Because that fucking guy, he keeps such a hard candy shell around him because he doesn't want anybody to know the gooey stuff inside. He lives in shame.
Well, I think he really protects himself because he doesn't show that.
Yeah.
You spend more time with him than I do, but I've never seen that. I see him like in very much in control, is what it seems.
That's what he wants to give off because he thinks if a real feeling were to appear in the room, that feeling will kill and rape him. That's what he worries about.
A lot of sensitive people do. Feelings are very painful.
Now, Fezzi sees himself as sensitive, as to you. But I would say you're both narcissists. Fezzi's definitely a narcissist, but you embrace other people's pain. Which is
I don't
kind
have
of
any
taking,
choice.
it's kind of taking their pain from them.
Well, that's empathy, and you have to be really careful about that, because if you're an empath, you feel what other people feel, and it can really be overwhelming. And that's one of the things I had to learn how to deal with, because if there was a time in my life, if I was with you and you were sad, I was sadder for you than you were.
But see, the thing is, that's like stealing somebody else's feelings. Like if a girl
but it's
comes in-
debilitating.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that takes you from focusing on the other person and makes it all about you. You know what I mean?
It also doesn't allow you to be effective. If you have somebody that you care about and they're sad, you'd like to be there for them. But if you're feeling so much pain about it, you tend to withdraw, which makes it look like you don't care. When the truth is that you really care too much, but it's too painful for you. So you have to withdraw.
Well, my appendix exploded during an unmasked, and I didn't let on anything. I just kept doing the unmasked for the next hour.
I don't know if you're kidding or not.
I'm not.
You're serious?
It was with Michael McKean.
And you were able to sit through that kind of pain?
He's a very good talker, though, so it was very helpful. Then I was taken to the hospital, right?
Yeah.
Let's say I had a friend, and I was in there for 5 or 6 days. My friend didn't come see me, even though I could see his apartment from my window in the hospital. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I'd be really hurt about that.
Oh, I'm not going to say anything to him because he's got a black hat on today. I could see his house from my thing. I kept looking over.
And what was the reason? Maybe it was too painful for him.
Yeah, I think that there was some of his favorite shows. Wrestling was on, shit like that. And plus, he had to take off the whole week that I was off like I did.
Some people find it very hard and very awkward to express their feelings to somebody.
That's why I don't judge people if they don't want to go to a funeral.
It's very hard. Some people, look, I'm in situations sometimes where I can physically feel it. I can feel the awkwardness in my skin, like certain social situations where like people don't really know what to say to each other. You know, I can see somebody I like sometimes and cross the street and walk over, even if I like the person, because I don't know what to say to them. You know, there's
you
that
ever done that
social
to me?
awkwardness. Never. I never saw you in the street.
Could you do me a favor and do that if you see me in the street?
If I see you next time,
Just cross
just walk
over?
the other way.
Yeah. Fez, what's the hardest social situation for you?
I would say it's a big group of people.
Yes,
Crowded group of people.
So a crowded room is difficult.
Small talk. Is small talk hard?
Yeah.
Like meaningless
Large
talk,
talk's
like
hard.
at parties. You know,
Well, here, let's do it. Well, you come up to me, we're at a party, we're enjoying the office. Why does that make you sad?
Because I know I'm not going to be able to do it.
We're going to improv. All right, so we're all having drinks here.
We're all at UCB now.
Yeah, we're all at
This is a sketch.
UCB.
Okay.
And you, like, we're at a thing, and then you come over and you join in the small talk. So anyway, Jeffrey, and that's why I found out, you know.
Hey, guys, did you enjoy the show tonight?
I'm talking to my friend here. You want to beat it?
Yeah, what are you butting in for?
And scene. See, that's what happened there. Did you actually take that on?
Oh, yeah. That's what I assume is going to happen anyway.
All right, let's pretend we're at a funeral now. Shelby's dead. And we're all here.
Hey, guys!
Be honest. Be honest. You even stopped doing your bandit voice. By the way, he's been doing, in his opinion, Burt Reynolds all day. That's why he's dressed like that.
That's the other look. Yeah, I can see it. For sure.
Finally, you sat here in front of an hour and then had to be told.
No,
And then he got
because
it.
my first impulse was Randy Jones. Because I don't run into Burt Reynolds. I run into Randy Jones all the time.
Randy.
I haven't seen Burt Reynolds in years, right?
Randy. Apparently, neither is Fez by the impressions that he's been doing.
But I like the look.
Fez, I never brought that hospital thing up to you before. Was there a reason? Did I just say something wrong to you? That when you wouldn't want to show up then?
I didn't want to make you uncomfortable. I didn't think you were the type of person that would appreciate people hanging around.
Visiting.
By
the way, that's called visiting.
But that's another thing. See, people think these things in their mind, and then they believe them. They create this scenario. They write their own movie, and then they believe it because they created it. It's very hard not to believe your own thoughts.
Could you have some flowers, card, salami?
Well, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But to some people, it feels just so awkward to see their partner is sick. They don't even want to deal with it.
I had neighbors that barely even know. Oh, Ron, we were so worried about you. I go, yeah, you were worried.
So did you ever discuss that, or today was the first time ever?
This is the first time ever I've ever brought it up.
Well, it's a good thing I showed up then.
It always is, Jeffrey. Always the way about it. And you brought all that out in Fez when he didn't even say a thing. He just ignored. You and I have been discussing it. You've got your big roast coming up, though.
Big roast, yeah. It's very exciting. I'm really psyched about it. And this Monday.
Who's going to do the best on the roast?
You know, it's hard to say. I saw Voss recently hosted the Patrice O'Neill thing that Bill Burr and Maureen Tarrant do, and he fucking killed it. I mean, he's every introduction to him is like a roast.
Yeah.
He roasts everybody. In his real life, he's roasting everybody all the time.
Sad.
So I think he's totally going to kill it. Bonnie is hysterical, you know.
She's unbelievable.
Bonnie McFarlane is the funniest, and not just the funniest woman, she's just like the funniest person.
Human.
Yeah, she's really...
Your misogyny has stopped today, and you're just going to say the
I
funniest
make exceptions, right, the funniest human. Bonnie is hysterical.
You know, speaking of which, there's a thing up, and this is up in the iBank today, where the Washington Post said men are more narcissistic than women. No one's surprised. First of all,
Bonnie said that?
Washington Post.
Oh, the Washington Post said that? Okay.
Yeah. Now, first of all, I'll say this. I don't necessarily agree. I mean, it doesn't take most men very long to get ready. But two, imagine if you flipped this the other way, and would they put up something that say, women more narcissistic than men, no one's surprised. Or blacks make better dancers than white people,
no one's
surprised. The only one that you can slap, or gays cry at the drop of a hat, nobody's surprised. Or guess who spreads diseases? Gays. No one's surprised. But the only people that you can get away with just giving a shot to is white dudes.
White dudes. We take it on the chin.
Yeah.
All the time. That's it.
Gay dudes take it on the chin, too.
What do you think of that, Bert?
Please stop doing it. But do you see what I'm saying? Don't you agree with that? Like, you could still make fun of white men and
there's
feel okay
such a
about
double
yourself.
standard in so many things like that. Yeah, but you know, a lot of guys are narcissistic. I remember being as a kid looking in every car mirror, like trying to fix my hair. I was very self-conscious. Huh? I'm aware of it.
Yeah,
you know, but I remember it's a strange man. As a young kid, I was very into like looking to make sure that everything was okay. That's
you wanted
like
to
a
be
strange
beautiful
thing for a kid. My mother wanted me to be. She was a perfectionist, and I used to say to her, like I was the only kid in college with a neat army jacket. Nobody had a neat army jacket, and I used to say to her, what? Like she would dress me and comb my hair real neat as a little kid. It's like 8, 9 years old, and I'd say, why do you do that? And she said, because I want you to be perfect.
Right.
And I think that's about when I started stuttering.
If she's going to iron your army jacket, you're going to look like a narc.
Like I'm going to look like a nerd. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, who wears a neat pressed army jacket?
That's
Cops
who
do that on
does.
campus. Yeah.
Like, hey, a friend of mine told me I can buy dope here.
Yeah.
Really? Why don't you just go over to the fucking patrol house? Do you have any dope over there? I'd always call anybody a narc right off the bat because it's like the worst thing you could do. And they'd be like, I'd always be like this if you came in with Shelby. I'd go like this. Hey, good to see you, Jeffrey. Who's the narc you brought in with you? What's fucking people? What is that?
Somebody must be. Oh, let me
what are you
see.
doing?
I always forget. Oh.
Somebody need a front tooth?
It's it's an emergency. You know?
Somebody's molar fall out.
I forgot what I was saying. Do you remember the times when people, if they wanted to know if somebody smoked pot, if they'd say, "Is he hip?
Is he hip?
Is he hip?" That was the question.
Yeah.
Like, you know, is your friend hip? You know, which meant does he get high?
Well, there was also a thing in the 70s, and the 70s kind of fucking blended this way. But in the early to mid 70s, if you had a joint, you were expected to pass it, even if it was to strangers. So if you were seeing a rock show, and you're smoking a joint, you would hand it to a fucking guy you never met before.
You never met before, right? Exactly.
And be like, hey, here's a pot for you too. Just because I just met you doesn't mean that you're not going to share in my weed.
With brotherly love, man.
But that stopped. I honestly think as cocaine came to the suburbs, people started going, mine!
Yeah. That happened at Woodstock. That was one of the things that really shocked me. I was there for one night.
Which night?
It was actually the night before it started. The night, the day actually when all the kids started coming from all over the country.
Yeah.
And we had to leave the car like about 5 miles from the spot and walk in to this place. And it was kids from all over the country. I mean, just every place. Thousands and thousands and thousands of kids. Everybody just sharing joints and shit. And it was crazy. It was and I'm thinking, there's guys from like Oklahoma and shit. Like people, you know, you don't expect that.
Yahoos.
Yeah.
No, but you're the only person I ever heard of that left Woodstock.
Well, I was on my way to Montreal. And
Comedy Fest?
No, yeah, it was like we were just going to Montreal. We borrowed somebody's car. We were going to Montreal, and on the way, I'll never forget. On the throughway, we see carloads of kids pulling off at the Harriman exit 16. I'm like, "What's up?" And my friends are like, "You don't know? It's the Woodstock concert." I didn't know
It's
anything
been all
ever.
over WNEW for the last 3 weeks,
I knew
man.
zero. I knew nothing. So I said, "Well, let's check it out." So we had no place to stay. We didn't have any stuff with us. We slept in a parachute. A guy's like, the only thing I have is a parachute. I'm like, that's cool. I never slept in a parachute. We wrapped ourselves in a parachute, slept in this field, woke up in the morning, it was raining, and I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here. And we were able to leave.
So you didn't see any bands?
No, we didn't see any bands. We just experienced the energy of all these kids camping out in a field. I mean, it was insane. It was just crazy. And then we went up to Montreal.
Now, do you look back on that with regret that people stayed there for 3 days?
And I didn't?
Yeah.
Not at all. I don't do mud well. I'm not a guy. I mean, for me to sleep in a parachute, that was really a fucking stretch. I need a shower and a private bath. I don't
understand,
camp
but you
out.
would have had this experience now that you would be talking about, like, oh.
I had enough experience. Just the fact that I was there for one night, I experienced that energy. That's all. I don't need to roll in the mud with hippies and jump into the big deep. Did you ever go to Woodstock, the town of Woodstock, where they have that thing? The Big Deep, it was like a watering hole where people would swing into the water on vines and shit. It was a very cool place.
Look, by the time I got to Woodstock, we were like
we were 500,000 strong.
500,000 strong. And Fez, I don't know if I ever told you that everywhere there was song and celebration. And then I dreamed I saw the bombers jet planes, right? Riding shotgun in the sky. And then they turned into butterflies upon the nation.
It sounds like a song.
All right, here's this thing that you're talking about there. That's where you hang out with your friends, just fucking...
The Big Deep.
The Big
Still
Deep.
there? They still have it? Oh, how cool.
Yeah, except for now they've chlorinated it.
Yeah, it's a lot different. But in those days, it was just a crazy mystical place. By the way, that ding that went off, that was my sister listening to us in Florida. What's up, Ronnie?
I'm right here. That's your sister there, huh?
Ronnie.
What part of Florida is she in?
She's going to hate me because I don't remember the town.
I'm going to guess South Florida, though, right?
Yeah, South Florida, yeah.
Boca Raton? Is she in Boca?
No, she's not in Boca. No, she's cooler than that. No, she's cooler than that. But I can't remember. It's terrible that I can't remember the town where she is. I fly into Fort Lauderdale.
Sure you do.
And then it's like white. I want to say white something, but
whites only.
She's
in whites only.
She's in a
Florida.
restricted area.
Yeah,
only white. Yeah, right.
So Ronnie, how long has she been down there in Florida?
Oh, a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like Florida?
Some years ago. I do, but when I go, I usually go to South Beach, and it's very draining. You know, it's a crazy place, man.
Yeah.
You know how crazy South Beach is. One time I went and I couldn't get myself to leave. You know why? I was afraid to go to the airport. I'm a very bad traveler. I put it off for about 3 or 4 days. I kept extending my stay
so you
because I thought I would get lost going to the airport. That's how sick I am when it comes to traveling. I get so nervous.
They drive you there to the airport. You don't even have to go yourself.
No, but I rented a car. Who's going to drive me?
Forget renting a car now. You got to just Uber it and have somebody pick you up.
Oh, I don't do that.
Why wouldn't Ronnie drop you off?
Ronnie? No,
Yeah.
because she wasn't there with me. I was like partying in South Beach.
I like South Beach so much because I like to watch Colombian girls make out with each other.
That's a daily occurrence.
Ronnie's listening.
There's so many model agencies down there. No, it's cool. Ronnie knows.
Jeffrey, I heard my ding.
Yeah.
Did you hear the ding for me? That's my brother Jeffrey. He parachuted into Woodstock in 1969.
Right. And my parents were thrilled, as you can imagine.
Did they know
They were
what you were up
thrilled with
to?
everything. I don't know what they knew ever. I just kept apologizing to them every few years. just a general apology.
Jeffrey, we turned on the Woodstock. I didn't know where you were there.
Yeah, and I went with a guy who wore pajamas. Can you imagine? He put on pajamas in Woodstock. and walked through the crowd. It was ridiculous. No one wears fucking.
There was naked people there, but nobody in their PJs.
He had a lunchbox and pajamas. That was a very hip look for Woodstock.
How old was he? 4? Who?
No, he was just a lunatic. His name,
a child you snatched?
Chili Charlie. Chili Charlie. It was his car. That's how he got to go with us.
Well, you up there with Chili Charlie? Your sister Ronnie's in Boca. She's having a fit.
It was a ridiculous trip. It was a fucking ridiculous trip.
All right, we're off to Montreal.
Yeah, off to Montreal. That was it. That was my goal, to go to Montreal. I didn't care that there was 500,000 kids there.
Yeah.
But I got to experience the energy. That's what I needed. I mean, it was insane. And then they took pictures of me laying down on the thruway because I needed to experience that also.
Is it the same day?
No, I think it was earlier that day. Earlier that day on the thruway, I said, I need to know what it feels like to lay down on the thruway. You got to be very quick when you do that, by the way.
Well, not if there's not any cars there. They've closed it down.
There's always cars. It was a ridiculous thing. Have you ever done anything stupid like that? Like you put your life in danger?
Wait, you're going to say that to Fez? He's sitting here with a giant black mustache and a hat, chewing gum and a bit that he hasn't tried to sell.
Have you ever done anything that was dangerous like that, just to experience it, to see what it was like because your life felt boring?
We did a thing. Here's what we were doing, and I think we were doing acid. Well, I know we were doing acid.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be honest. But we would be driving down the road. One guy would be driving, and you would get out, right, and get on top of the cart and then crawl over and come down the other side. And we were very thrilled doing it. And then the next day, we're like, that's probably a fucking stupid idea.
Yeah, isn't it?
You know?
I got caught by a cop for walking in traffic like a spider.
You like to spider walk?
That spider, I love that. Yeah, and
I turned on the Woodstock and he was spider walking.
Spider walking. We were at a red light, and I used to jump out of the car and walk among the cars. And a cop saw us and ran over and grabbed us. And he's like, "What do you guys think you're doing?" And the only thing I could think of to say was, "I'm sorry, officer, we haven't seen each other in a long time." And the guy's like, "Is that a reason to walk like that in traffic?"
But why? It's not against
get
the
hit
law.
by a car. No, I guess it was just creating a dangerous situation.
What have you done this crazy?
I've gotten on airplanes before. To me, that feels nuts.
What voice are you doing now?
I don't know, because it really went away at that point.
No, it didn't. You heard spider walk, so you naturally went into who? Groucho
Spider-Man?
March. You just started doing Groucho. You know, I went into an airplane before. How I got there, I never know.
He does people with mustaches.
Yeah. Literally.
There's a...
Look, turn it back. Go back to that one picture. There's everybody at Woodstock, and you see one car driving away off to Montreal.
Groucho Marx was probably actually the inspiration for the spider walk.
Yeah.
Do you remember how he used to walk? He'd throw his coat up in the back, put his hands behind his back, and walk really low.
Yeah, I loved it.
Oh, he was amazing. And Margaret Dumont, when he would, his brother would hand her his leg. Margaret Dumont, if you recall, and you remember everything, so I'm sure you remember her. They always said that she didn't really get the joke. She was the foil for Groucho and for all the brothers.
She just did it as an acting job.
Yeah, but she didn't realize how funny she was. Those films were hysterical.
Well, you know, one of my favorite comedy books of all time is Harpo Speaks. If you ever get a chance, pick that up.
Oh, I would love to. I don't know much about him.
First of all, he was at the Algonquin Hotel, right near you, with a bunch of people who lived in your area. All the great wits of their time. So it was kind of a Friars Club before.
At the Algonquin Hotel?
Yeah. It was if you even go there, that big table that they would all sit there. It was all like James Wolcott and Dorothy Parker and all the people that were considered the real wits and funny people of their time.
Of their day.
And they just, they busted balls and made fun of other people's shit. And it was one of the real New York high spots.
I would love to read that book because I was always fascinated by him. Why did he start out not speaking? Do you know that story?
No, but they said he had a very kind of old school Jewish accent in real life. Like
really?
Like he would call himself Harpo, you know what I mean? And that he, one of the reasons he let it go is because Groucho was so good at talking. So he went in a different direction. He went for the physical. But if you ever look at the Marx Brothers, where they had maybe the greatest physical comedian of all time.
Of all time, right.
And then next to the quickest wit of all time.
Amazing.
And then you had Chico. So whatever. What are you going to do?
And you know, and I always called him Chico too, and he pronounced it Chico. Did you ever hear that?
I had
People
no
say
idea that.
I always say Chico Marx. Chico is what he said. And then there was Gummo.
Yeah, Gummo.
And Zeppo.
Yeah, they did nothing.
5 of them. No.
Yeah, 5 of them. Too funny. All right, we got to go here. Plug your gig again, Jeffrey.
Okay, so it's Monday night, March the 9th, the Curtis Lewa Ron Kuby Roast at Gotham Comedy Club, 208 West 23rd Street, 7 p.m., and it's going to be crazy. Off the Hook, Rich Voss is the roast master, Bonnie McFarlane, Kurt Metzger, the Stone Brothers, Chuck Nice, Aaron Berg, Gino...
You know what you've been doing? You've been listening to the Ron and Fez Show. It's now over. To Ron and Fez whenever you want. Go to SiriusXM.com/on-demand.